when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
The U.S. Open Golf Championships taking place. We're halfway home with that. I'm sure we've got some NFL that we can talk about. College football, college baseball World Series currently taking place. ACC and SEC represented very well in that. So lots going on this morning. Terry, Tom, Kevin, good morning to all. Glad to be joining you.
Good morning, everybody. Good
Yeah,
morning.
just everyone in the College World Series was either from the ACC or the SEC. Am I wrong?
Correct.
4-4.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But they just dominate. It's kind of like I told somebody. It's kind of like the northern schools in hockey. I mean, you don't see anybody really south of Michigan
It's
in
tough
there.
to get a good baseball team in Boone.
It is.
Tom,
It's just tough to get tough to get a good baseball team in Ohio. Ohio State's coach just quit, went back
really?
to TCU. Yeah. So
Wow.
I mean, it's just you just can't win up there. I mean, it's just the ACC and the SEC. Tip your cap there.
Mm-hmm.
They've just been dominant. And the UNC coach was giving a speech, and he's like, "You came to UNC to win the College World Series. That's why you came here." But he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to go to one of those schools, you got to go to Tennessee, North Carolina, one of these ACC or SEC schools if you want to win the national championship in baseball.
Well, good morning, everybody. We do got a lot of things to talk about. Like Skip said, we've got a U.S. Open this morning. We'll give you live updates.
Did you say Skip?
on that? Did I? Did I
Yep.
say
Skip, Chuck, Chip.
Cherry.
I'll answer to any of them.
Skip Cherry.
Don't we
Skip
make fun of
Cherry.
JP for
Skip
calling
Cherry.
people the wrong names?
Skip Cherry. Sure.
Don't we do that?
Go ahead and make fun. Point a finger at me and laugh, Tom.
Where is Zach?
He does Friday now, Tom. Was you not here Saturday?
What? No, I know. I heard he's not coming in on Saturdays anymore.
No, he's doing Fridays.
He's a one-day-a-week man with us, man. We
Chip Saturday.
Zach ain't coming in on.
Well, you were here last. Was he not here last
I
Saturday?
heard I thought he was gonna do Friday and Saturday.
No,
Oh, okay.
I ain't got that much money to pay y'all.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you don't come in on Saturday, he'll come do both.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed working with Zach for a long time.
That's
what I'm
like
saying.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do the math on that either, Tom. I didn't realize that meant we weren't going to get to see him on Saturday.
That's what
mornings.
I thought. Yeah, I didn't
That's
think-
what I also thought, so I'm just shutting up, not saying
Well,
that.
I thought since he was family, that he got the family. Kevin was able to negotiate a family discount and get him for 2 days.
Well, we can fire JP, but Kerry said he don't turn left at Albuquerque. He only turns right on 150, so we can't get breakfast delivered in Sheriff. So JP's got to stay. So
yeah.
So we had to fire Zach and do that. But so we'll figure all that out. Anyway, let's see. Again, we got NBA Finals. Breakfast is here, JP. Good morning. Good to see you.
Thank you,
JP.
sir. Mr. Marvel.
I'm sure
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
It's all right, man.
We've got NASCAR to talk about. Larson won at Sonoma last week. This week we are in Iowa for Iowa Corn 350, powered by ethanol. Of course, KTC Broadcasting sure does have it. JP, I wish y'all would have texted me that about you were doing that this morning, because I wasn't going to tell you when I got here, and then I was going to order some food because I was expecting breakfast this morning, so I didn't eat breakfast. So I hope I don't starve here. But thank you for doing what you do. Ah!
Yeah, look at that.
I was making sure. I was seeing. I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody talked. He said he talked to Chip. Nobody talked to me. I'm like, well, I don't know if I got breakfast or not, but I got breakfast. Good job, JP, from McDonald's. Awesome. I don't know
Boom.
what we got, Terry. Terry looked like he got a triple quarter pounder is what he looks like he got over there. It's a big old biscuit, Terry. Take that to San Antonio with Charles Barkley.
That's right.
We'll talk NBA finals and more. But Terry, did you watch this? Did you catch any of the Sonoma race and Kyle Larson's victory?
I watched a little bit of it. I can't stand the road courses,
Okay.
so it was one of those things you flip over and you flip away and you flip back just
Ask
to see
Ralph or
where
whoever.
Bush is at,
It's for who? He's not here. We fired him.
But I
Yeah,
know.
we're all slowly learning this. We didn't do the math of if Zach comes in on Friday that we're not going to get to see him much on Saturday.
So anyway, we will have that race here on KDC broadcast. Let me give you the exact times as JP passes out the breakfast. If you're watching, if you're listening on the radio, I don't know what's going on here.
What you need?
What does he mean?
But the U.S. Open. Huh.
No, we're going to switch
Oh, we'll
over
switch
to
back.
golf right now. Okay, well, we'll take a look at the leaderboard. It is still anyone's tournament right now.
Where's the cop beater? Is he in?
Scotty, Scotty is actually not having that great of a tournament. He made the cut on the number, so he barely got into the weekend. So he's
changed his identity.
It's
though.
been a bit of a grind. Well, Pinehurst number 2 is very similar to Augusta in a manner of it'll very quickly elevate your weaknesses. Your misses will turn into bad misses. A good example of that. I forget which par 5 was. There's only 2 par 5s on this course, and there was one that. So the big marquee group was Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, our most recent major champion who won the PGA last month, and Rory McIlroy, who everyone knows is just been searching for 10 years for his 5th major. That's the number 1, number 2, and number 3 ranked players in the world right now. Scheffler number 1, Schauffele number 2, and McIlroy number 3. They were playing a par 5, and they were hitting their approach shots into the green. The pin was basically a sucker pin on the left. Schauffele, all 3 of them took dead aim at the pin and pulled their shots left. Well, apparently that was not the place to miss. There, as with most of Pinehurst number 2's greens, steep slopes on the corner on the banks. The ball runs down into a collection area, and so the Schauffele and Scheffler hit prior to McIlroy, and I think both of their shots ended up back at their feet. Ended up having to, and again, made a mess of the hole. I think both of them double bogeyed. McIlroy learned from their chip shots and basically overplayed the hole. He went plumb across the green, down the collection area on the other side of the green, but at least from there he was able to get up and down for his par. So, yeah, it was a struggle for several of the top golfers, as the U.S. Open is billed as. It's supposed to be known, quote unquote, as the toughest test in golf. I always mispronounce our esteemed young leader's name, Lucas Aberg or Oberg. I'm not. Forgive me. I should know how to pronounce the last name. But currently leading at 5 under. We have a host of gentlemen at 4 under, including Bryson DeChambeau and 3 at 4 under, including Bryson DeChambeau and Patrick Cantley. Thomas Dietrich with one of the rounds of the day yesterday, 67, is at 4 under as well. This is going to start, I think, catching up to him. I doubt you're going to see him come the back nine on Sunday. And then at 3 under, you got Matthew Pavon, who actually performed well at Augusta this year for through 3 rounds. McIlroy's at 3 under, and Tony Finau is also there at 3 under. He shot a 1 under 69 yesterday. And then Hideki Matsuyama is at 2 under. So that's your top 8 right there. We have several at 1 under and even a host more at even par. There's about 20 players at even par or under par, which is about pretty normal for a U.S. Open. You're not going to generally around even pars where you're going to see the tournament end up. I'm curious as this course continues to get more baked. There's not. I don't think there's any forecast for rain this weekend. Sunshine's going to bear down on this course. It's going to get more brown. It's going to get more dry. Those greens are going to get even faster. I think you might 5 under might win. If you're at 5 under come Sunday, if you ask any of these
probably
guys,
gonna win.
yeah, if you're ask any of them right now, if you were at 5 under, would you take that? Most of them would probably say yes.
You know, it's interesting you say that, Chip. I was just about to say,
If you are new to Medicare
JP,
or would like to
stop
learn
that.
the great outdoors in
I'd probably take that automation off, JP. I'll be in there in just a minute. Just give me a sec as I give this point to Chip.
Yep.
Our esteemed colleague and former caddy, PGA Tour caddy Matt Blanchard's prediction just yesterday was, I mean, not yesterday, but before the tournament on Wednesday, was 5 under was his prediction for it. And you just said it, and then that's where they're sitting right now. So that's interesting where we're at right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm Matt. I tip my hat to Matt. I'll tend to yield to his wisdom and his experience on that. Typical McElroy. Thursday goes out, fires a 65, 5 under. He's tied for the lead. Can't make a putt yesterday, and that's I would assume you're going to see similar. I wouldn't be surprised if he has one of the low rounds of the day today. I would expect him to be in the 60s, and I would say he would be maybe 1 or 2 off the lead, just like he is right now. And then Sunday, he's not going to be able to make a putt. I think it's just, unfortunately, he's gotten so much. And I'm not. You can't say that a guy that's won 4 majors is not clutch. You just can't say that. But that being said, when you've gone 10 years, you've got the expectations on your shoulders that he has, and he's expected to win. That gets into your head a little bit come Sunday. So, and I think that's that added pressure is not doing him any favors.
Well, I like where he's at. He's -3.
Mm-hmm.
If he can stay at -3, I think he has a chance when it comes to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he can just stay there. But, you got to go out and you got to go even par again just to be there. And I think if he does that today, he's going to have a chance tomorrow.
Here's my reason, and I kind of like your theory about that, Terry. And if I'm him playing even par today, I want to stay close, stay within a shot or 2 of the lead. For him, there's 2 reasons for that. Because one, I don't want him for him, I don't think he needs to be in the final group. One, for the reason I just said, all that pressure, and he's got a camera in his face all the time. He is the closest thing to Scott. We're just saying Scotty's not exactly the most well-known number 1 golfer in the world that we've seen. Rory is the face of the tour right now in terms of active players. Yes, Tiger plays 4 or 5 tournaments a year. For all extensive purposes, his peak is behind him. Rory is the face of the tour right now. That being said, he knows the majors are a big deal. He knows the majors are where his legacy is going to be defined. He understands that pressure, probably understands it too well. He's even admitted that in the past. So don't have him in the final group where he's got that pressure and he's under that microscope that much more. Let him chase. And then also another practical reason, Rory's one of the fastest golfers on tour. He hates playing slow. You're in that final group, generally, you're going to be slowed up especially in a major, every tournament. Especially if this is not a secret, especially if Patrick Cantley's in front of you. Yeah. My goal, if I were Rory, as long as Cantley doesn't implode and fall off the map, if Cantley is near the top of the leaderboard, if I'm Rory, I want to be one behind him. Because that way he's behind me and he's not slowing everything up. Because I've seen it firsthand. Cantley single-handedly can slow up every group behind him with his pace of play. It's fairly that's fairly or I won't say it's all the time, but it's fairly common knowledge that if Rory can play at his pace, be close enough to chase, not have the pressure of having the microscope of being the final group on him, who knows what he can do on Sunday.
How does that do you think affects a lot of players as far as there are fast golfers and quick and slow golfers, and the aim point stuff drives me crazy. If someone does that in my group, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm waiting for it. I'm like, oh my gosh, get back in the cart and miss your next putt. like it just drives me crazy. And to see pros doing that, and I'm like, have y'all not read a green your whole life? Like it's not that hard to Chip it's gonna break left, right, Terry, right? And if you do, and here's the thing about putting, you can make the right read every time, but if you don't hit the right speed on that read, you miss the putt. So it doesn't matter. So you can misread it and hit the wrong speed and still hit the putt. Correct, Chip?
Most of your players are going to emphasize speed more than they are even their aim.
And they're all trying to slam it in the back of it anyway.
A lot of them, yes.
So
Scotty did last week at the Memorial. on 18 he had that 7 foot, and that's a slick putt coming back down the hill on Jack's 18th green at Muirfield Village, and he basically said, I just hit it hard, so I took the break out of it.
I just don't understand how my feet can tell me better than my eyes can. At any point, I just don't get that.
I'll be honest with you. The feel of the terrain. There is some credit to that, I will say, because I have my eyes have played tricks on what it looks like to me before on subtle greens where I can feel it better when I'm lined up to the putt. I can feel it better.
Y'all are looking at the wrong stuff. Yeah, Terry,
Well, that's why I'm not a
three
professional.
pointer. Do you look at the top right corner of the backboard?
No.
That's why I'm not a professional golfer.
Well,
But no, there are people who shoot basketball at different spots, though, Kevin.
I get that.
I know, but you don't look up early. That's right.
So do you aim at the? There's the argument: do you aim at the front of the rim or the back of the rim?
I aim at the front of the rim.
That's
Yep.
What did Rick Barry? Rick Barry always talked about that. I can't remember.
And
but-
some people do aim at the back.
Yep.
I mean, I do not. When I shoot, I aim at the front.
Terry, don't act like you're still shooting basketball.
I wish.
Everybody knows that you do not shoot basketball anymore.
Well, yeah, you're right with that,
So,
Tom.
Okay, yeah.
But if I was shooting, I still have the same theory. It's not going to be front or back.
I know both. I know, but I do know both that shoot front and back. To Bart, I know he shot both at the back and
You
talks back to
shoot
back.
at the front and you shoot soft.
Honestly, I tried that approach, but you don't aim point, Ron. If you do, I will kick you off the court. As far as the shooting, honestly, Terry, I would try the front, and if I started leaving short, I would change it, and I would refocus. I'd refocus. I don't know if other people do that.
That's like shooting. If you're missing from 3-point line, what's your next bet? You drive to the hole.
Correct.
Until you put one
You're
in.
supposed
you know?
to.
Yeah.
In theory.
You're supposed to get
Well,
to the
and
line
then
and get a
once
free
you
throw
get- yeah.
and get to feel that, and then
Yep.
boom.
In
That's
theory.
why if you go to an NBA game, Tom, remember, I complained about LaMelo. He's out there shooting from 40 feet away, and I'm like, shoot your free throws first. And he never went inside the 3-point line at all. I'm like, go hit 15 free throws, and then all that will come to fruition. But as far as the putting goes, yeah, Chip, the aim point stuff, no, it just looks silly, first of all.
Yeah.
And golfers, they'll fuss at you for doing other things about looking silly, but that right now we're all okay with that. But and then it takes up a weird time. I just don't, first you look, it's going left or right, and then there's the people that won't even read it from the other side of the hole. Like,
Yeah.
I read almost exclusively from the back. I judge speed from the side. I read exclusively from the back as far as I do, and I'll show you later. But I just don't get the whole aim point thing. That as professionals, that's
Yeah.
something to me. That maybe that's you as a practice thing you teach, like, hey, this is how you feel it or whatever. I just don't. Them out there looking like goofballs just blows my mind that they do that. Tom's favorite player, Tiger Woods, got cut this week.
Yeah, I was wanting to go ahead and celebrate that.
He moved up 15 spots.
There will be no Sunday Red this week at the U.S. Open. It looked like
I'm sure all y'all are sad that he's not in it.
Well, it
I
hurts.
was not a big Tiger.
hurts the
I was
attendance.
not a Tiger fanboy.
It hurts the attendance, Tom. That's the problem.
It's not going to hurt the attendance one bit. It'll hurt the TV viewership. It's not going to hurt the attendance there. That some people still want to watch this dirtbag who wants to run around and hook up with women that don't happen to be his wife in the restaurant of a fast food place, and then drive his car 100 miles an hour and hurt his leg, and now we all feel sorry for him. So I mean, it's like I don't hate Tiger Woods. I just don't feel sorry for him. I mean, it's like when
Yes, you do. You hate
no,
Tiger.
Terry,
when
we
you-
could put a
No.
segment of like, I think we could do the whole 2 hours of Tom going out ranting on Tiger.
I'm just saying. I'm just tired of people like, why are we pulling for this guy? He's not a good person. Why do we continue to pull for him? He's not a good person.
I'm
he's not a good person.
I'm
Chip.
very careful.
He's not a good person.
I'm very careful about what I say about him, but I will say I do not. There's a reason my son's name is Jack and not Eldrick. I won't.
Chip has to be careful because he
I don't think
works
there's a lot of-
tournaments.
I don't think there's a lot
have
of-
to be careful.
I don't think there's a lot of
The guy's a
Eldricks in the
dirtbag.
world either.
Right, but I mean, I want. I'm grateful that we have.
Were you a big Tiger fanboy? A lot of people in our age and generation were.
Not
I was
at all.
Not. So okay,
Not
so
at all.
I was a Greg Norman fan.
Oh gosh, what is wrong with you?
growing the shark stuff, dude, was so
Oh
cool to
no,
everybody.
gosh.
You know
no.
what? Yeah, I used to like Freddie Couples.
Yes, Freddie's.
Freddie had the women after him. Remember that?
Yes.
All the women were after Freddie. Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, that's
a-
what that's you know.
That's
Freddie's what I
a
wanted to
gentleman who's
good at golf and women chasing.
Again,
Neither one, Terry.
again, you got to separate what you think of golfers as people and other things like that. I was a John Daly and Greg Norman. Those are two people I like the.
Now John Daly was funny.
I like
That's
the.
why you like John.
I like the non-country club, those type of people.
non-elite.
Yeah, those guys are my favorite. Have you seen who's the is it?
You liked Boo Weekly, didn't you?
Yes. Did
Boo-
you see him fishing?
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Boo, did you see the U-Haul story? I've got it somewhere on my Twitter feed. Boo couldn't get a car rental to get to the last tournament. Might have been the Masters or one of them in the past few weeks. And the cheapest best thing they could get, they rented a U-Haul. And they just drove the U-Haul because the car rental place didn't have a place you could leave the car. And he wasn't driving back where he was. So him and his wife, they just rented a U-Haul, took their fishing gear, and he's just sitting there fishing. They just parked by a lake up there camping and fishing, playing in the Masters or whatever it was a few weeks ago. So, yeah, I like those guys. Those are the fun guys.
I have a fun Freddie Couples story for you, Tom. So this is not this year, but last year, the weather changed the tee times for the Masters, and so Sunday we ended up having to do split tees and threesomes, which is normally not what you do for the final round. So Freddie tees off on the back nine on the second nine first. And so he's ended up playing the first nine. So he's on 8, or I'm on 8, and it's this next to last hole. And remember, he had to play the end of the third round first. So he's 50 some odd years old. He's played almost 20. He's played 20 some odd holes. He's
older than that. He's in his early 60s.
I know. I think you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not dating him enough. Yeah. But yeah. So he's played 20 some odd holes. Made the cut. One of the oldest guys to ever make the cut. So he's coming up. We get a signal that the group's coming up. I go up to the tee box because there's a walkway for the players to come from 7 green over to number 8. It's about 100, maybe 75 to 100 yards in front of me, and then they come across and walk. You don't normally walk straight up. So I'm up at the front of the tee box with the flag to let our team know to close the crosswalks. The play's getting ready, or group's getting ready to come up. All of a sudden, I hear from over towards my left, the gallery, "Hey!" And I look over. It's Freddie. He's cut through the gallery, coming towards me. And he points. He's like, "Step on that!" So it's the rope. And I walk over, and it's this chest high rope. I grab my spike, step on it, flat, and put it down to the ground. He looks at me, and says, "You're not going to get in trouble for that, are you?" I say, "Do you think I'm going to get in trouble for anything you tell me to do?"
Yeah.
Right.
And he comes up, just puts his hands on my shoulders. He's like, "I'm gassed," and just keeps walking.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie, that's what I liked about him. I mean, he's a good person, unlike Tiger Woods, who is not a good person.
Okay, here's Hank Haney's comments on
He looks bad.
on the live players and not in the U.S. Open's standards on how they let players into the U.S. Open.
All right, the field at the U.S. Open. The USGA is destined to have the worst field probably of the year of the major championships. So they found it upon themselves that, hey, you know what, we better invite some of the better players that haven't qualified through our outdated, antiquated qualifying system, which includes the official World Golf Rankings, which everybody knows are a joke. What kind of official World Golf Ranking would have Dustin Johnson, Brooks, you name them, every one of them, Bryson DeChambeau, Joaquin Neiman, Taylor Gooch, Brooks, everyone, every single one of them. What official World Golf Rankings would have all those players not even ranked? Half of them I don't even think are in the top 200 now. You got to be top 60 to get an official World Golf Ranking. They just gave out the last exemption. I just read for some guy named Chris Wood. Wouldn't know him from the man in the moon, but he's ranked 60th in the official World Golf Ranking. He got in the U.S. Open. Meanwhile, all these players I'm going to list, top 60, no problem, absolutely in there before they went to LIV. But because they went to LIV, no points, no other criteria are we going to use. Nope, we're not going to do that. No Joaquin Neiman. They're leaving out Taylor Gooch. They're leaving out Patrick Reed. They're leaving out Sergio Garcia. They're leaving out Louis Oosthuizen. Now, Louis Oosthuizen, Patrick Reed, and Sergio Garcia have won major championships. All these players get left out of the U.S. Open, and that weakens the field. The USGA is so backwards and so stupid.
So Matt agreed with he said, I'm not a Hank Haney fan at all, but I agree with him on that. My question, I got a good question as far as Chip. What I've always wondered is, you know how, say you win the Masters, you're exempt for the Masters or whatever, and you get that. Why not some type of crossover between the majors as far as exemptions for the major champions? Because that's who people want to see. Because they want to see if you can win another major.
It's not lifetime, but that's one of the big perks of winning the major. You get a 5-year exemption to all the other majors.
But that's what I'm talking about. A more, a longer than the 5. So they're talking about making a rule now, and I know Tom's not going to like it. A lifetime achievement rule. I don't know how many majors you have to win to basically allow someone like Tiger or someone like Phil to be able to have a lifetime to some of the majors, especially the U.S. Open, and that's one of the things that they're discussing now is trying to get Tiger and to keep those guys in these events.
But he said Bryson DeChambeau, he's in the tournament.
Sergio
Garcia, he's
so
in
they
the
had to
tournament.
qualify.
Yeah,
They had to go through the U.S. qualifying.
That's where he's wrong, and that's where I disagree.
Sergio had to go play and qualify.
Yeah, that's where I disagree. What is the name of this tournament? The U.S. Open. What is the tournament? What is the tournament in Great Britain taking place next? The Open. It is open. You can qualify for this. It might not be what they prefer to do, but again, when you made the decision, and I'm kind of torn on this because I understand Haney's point. I understand a lot of folks are making this, but these are still talent.
Here's a quote real quick.
Yeah,
if they would have went to the European League, would there be an issue?
No, but
then why is it an issue if they're playing in Saudi Arabia?
Because they knew when they joined that league that there was no guarantee they were going to get official world golf ranking points. Haney's point is sound. I understand what he's saying in terms of
antiquated.
And you've got some of the best golfers in the world who are not getting points. The counter argument to that is they knew there was an eligibility they weren't going to get points going to live.
You made a choice.
Yes. Now, if you go to the European Tour, you know you're still eligible for it. One of the guys in Live able to qualify for. He didn't resign his membership of the European Tour, and he played in one of the European Tour events. I think won it. And Joaquin Niemann. That's how he qualified for Augusta this year. There are still routes. U.S. Open. Sergio was not in. He went through the qualifier and he made it. You've still got routes, especially the U.S. Open and the Open Championship. Those are not invitationals. Those are open tournaments you can qualify for. And if you're that good, shouldn't be a problem for you to qualify.
I get that, but my question was, should they be exempt for being major champions? Should they have lifetime exemptions?
The argument,
15-year, or whatever it is. But
you tell me you win one major championship, you've got an exemption to all of them for the rest of your life?
Not currently. Now, generally,
no, but I'm saying
that's what I'm asking.
You would be in favor of that.
Probably.
No. I would say maybe if you win the Masters, you have a lifetime exemption to the Masters.
Well, that's what they have.
But no, not to all the other ones. No. Because the Masters, Chip knows, the Masters is a different type of tournament than the U.S. Open. It just is. People aren't coming out and lighting up this course at 15 under, right?
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, it's just a different it's like tennis, clay court, grass court, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's different.
I think
different
what
courses,
they're talking about
players.
is the PGA being able to do that, which they control the Open and the PGA Championship.
Well, no. That's not accurate, actually, because the tour, all four majors are governed by different entity, not the tour.
I get that.
So the USGA manages the U.S. Open. The PGA of America, which is a different entity than the PGA Tour, manages the PGA.
The question
I think it's PGA Tour, however it is, the title.
But they work in collaboration with them. To your point.
But here's my thing, Tom. So John Daly won what? The Open.
He won the PGA and then won the Open Championship at St. Andrews.
So he's a 2-time winner, and you wouldn't want to see him exempt at the Masters?
I mean,
not at this point.
Rules are rules, but at the same, what the big picture you guys are missing, which you haven't mentioned, which you
I know
guys
you're Fred
just
Couple
ignore.
fans out there, but I never see John Daly play the Masters and Fred Couples.
I know. Well, that's you. But
John Daly at the Masters.
I'd probably rather drink beer with John Daly. I'd probably rather
I was about to say,
play golf with Fred Couples.
If you go down to Augusta he's down at Augusta every year, whether he's in the tournament or not, because he's right there at that Hooters on Washington Drive all week long.
But I want to make one point. What you guys are all ignoring is if you take Saudi money, there's a punishment for that. I'm sorry. That's what you're ignoring.
The problem,
you're taking money from an oppressive autocratic regime.
But Tom,
period. Period.
Look,
no.
Hold on.
That's
what
the
it is.
Saudis,
but give it 6 months. Give it 6 months. The PGA Tour is going to be just as guilty.
Are the Saudis allies of the United States?
I'm not
Because we
pulling for
buy-
anybody who
because we-
plays for the LIV.
because we buy oil. I mean,
The PGA Tour
we're
lost
not really allies. We know what they are. They just have.
Well, when you
gas.
stop buying gas and everything else,
the,
well,
the PGA Tour lost the moral high
Who-
ground when it announced this agreement.
Who's the leading oil producing country in the world?
so
Kevin?
8 of the 12.
He ignored the question. So he ignored the question.
I don't know, Tom.
The United States.
How about that?
The United States.
So 8 of the 12 live players are still made the cut. Here's an interesting chart, though. Who's leading the tournament right now, Chip?
You can make me Ludwig Oberg or Aberg.
Aberg. So before the tournament, they put out this stat, and they were talking about who's going to do best, how to gamble the tournament. And this one said that. Well, let me read the tweet. With bouncy crowned Bermuda greens, players with the highest ball flight will have much easier time holding the surfaces at Pinehurst 2. Apex height leaders this year: DeChambeau, Keegan Bradley, Byung-Hun Yen, Cam Davis, Ricky Fowler, Roy McIlroy, Cameron Young, Ludwig Adberg, Thomas Detry, and Taylor Pendrick. Pretty good chart there to look at there at Pinehurst number 2. What do you think about that one there, Chip?
Generally, the higher ball flight that you have, you're always going to be favored. That's one of the reasons Nicklaus was so successful. He was basically able to take a 1-iron and make it look like a 3 wood. But I mean, you've got a lot of those names that are on the leaderboard right now.
So there's your betting names that they're pretty good right there. Yeah. Let's see real quick. Let's finish up. We're way behind on that. I did have one more. I want to show people an example real quick of the greens here at the U.S. Open. This is the 13th. I know you people on the radio listen to that. Let me get that settled for the people on YouTube that can watch it. Get out of my way, artwork. So,
wow. Yep. It ain't done. It ain't done.
no, what hole was this again? Did it
13th,
say?
I believe.
The 13th green at Pinehurst 2. So if you folks watching at home, and if you folks listen on the radio, they're standing pretty much, I guess, near the middle green or maybe on the hill. You can't never tell on TV. That's the one thing about golf that I don't like, is that you can never tell the contours. I wish they had some type of, and I'm sure they will in the future with the AI and all this stuff, that they can show the contours of the greens better, because that's way more, like, you could have a 4-foot putt and it break a foot and a half, and you can't see it on
You
TV.
almost need, like, camera views from the side of the green, like kind of like sideline views on football. You need that at the greens.
You almost
for a lot
need
of
a
these.
3D modeling like
Yeah.
NASCAR,
Yeah.
I guess, live to show you. But here it is. See what you got. Tom, would you like to putt on these?
No. Well, at what point is it no longer fun?
That.
Yeah. It's not fun.
The pin's going to be right about there on Sunday.
So one of them was talking about how, like, they designed this to be like this, but not a 13 on the stent meter, right? Is that the?
Well,
That's what one of the pros said.
yes and no. I mean, historically, these greens are not Donald Ross greens. Ross was not.
He's not an upside down crown guy for the most part.
That is not generally. He designed his greens. Now he's known majorly to have from back to front that the greens. You didn't want to be behind the pin. Essentially, is how his greens were designed. Over time, with the hard pan and the sand, those greens kind of almost by erosion in a sense became that way, and it became a staple of Pinehurst number 2. And it's their primary defense, similar to Augusta. It's their primary defense.
All right, when we come back, we got a lot more other stuff to talk about. We'll get to here on KTC Broadcast. JP, you ready in there? All right, we'll send it off. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. KTCBroadcasting.com.
The Great Outdoors in Cherryville is having a gigantic Happy Father's Day sale Friday and Saturday, June 14th and 15th. 2 big days of savings. It's a store-wide sale. Everything 10% off regular priced items, excluding guns, ammo, and boat and marine items. But everything else, 10% off regular priced items just in time for Father's Day. 2 big days, Friday and Saturday, June 14th and 15th. Save money and make Dad happy at the Great Outdoors. Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. Like them on Facebook too. Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville offers various mortgage options to fit your goals and budget with a dedicated mortgage loan officer to help guide you through the process. Contact Carolina Federal Credit Union today at 704-435-0186. Whether you're buying your first home or refinancing, Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville can help you. Learn more at carolinafcu.org. or visit their office at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Carolina Federal Credit Union, an equal housing lender.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. There's nothing but fun and adventure lying ahead with a new RV from Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain. See the beautiful land with your dream RV from Campers Inn RV. Now is the perfect time to turn your RV dreams into reality. But these great deals won't last long. Discover the freedom of the open road today with a new RV. From Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain, Highway 161 South at I-85 at 615 Broadview Drive. Online at campersinn.com/Kings-Mountain. For the folks in Cherryville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday.
Oh, and good morning. Welcome to another Saturday morning sports talk. We're back with Kevin and the gang. Wasn't here to open the show because I was getting our breakfast.
Hey, we appreciate you getting that breakfast, JP.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you,
man.
Chip. Thank you, Chip.
Getting us nourishment, helping us focus.
Yes.
Hey, do you want the soda?
No, I'm good.
All right, man.
We've
Thanks,
got
man.
extra
I know you're
extra.
good. I just wanted to see if you wanted a soda.
No, I got chocolate milk.
Good. Hey, way to go.
Here's a fun little quick one we did miss on the golf. A couple other ones I wanted to
You want audio?
kind of show. I'm reading the things first to make sure he doesn't cuss. I don't think he did, but Xander Schauffele played a match recently with Michael Jordan. He does cuss a little bit right there. So I'm just gonna read the words for you. I said, "Hey, did you play with MJ yet?" He said, "I have." I said, "Yeah, was it fun?" He said, "Yeah, it's fun. It was really hard to talk junk to him. I just did my best version of it. And then he beat me straight up, which is embarrassing." And I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, in the last 3 holes, he had won like 15 basically chip holes and started junk talking, and they went straight up the last 3 holes, and Jordan beat him the last 3 holes.
Don't mess with the man. Don't
talk junk to him, Terry.
There is a different level of that. That is a different level of intensity.
There's just some people that
I sent this to you this week, didn't I?
I don't think you did, but I didn't know.
Oh,
if
it
you've
is.
seen it.
Tom will appreciate this.
I don't know. Tom's sense of humor comes and goes.
I have the best sense of humor.
I thought about Tom the minute I saw this. You want audio? You need audio with this too, don't you?
No, I don't know. We
okay.
don't want audio. So Tom,
the music's good with it though.
well, we're going to be at the Burns Golf Tournament today, and I'm just hoping someone rolls up just like this. What do you think, Chip? This is it doesn't say where it's at. Is it rolling in for the crystal, whatever that means? So here comes one of the local patrons into the golf establishment here in his SUV, and attached to it,
Oh, that's funny.
his officer is a dummy. Officer Gillis attached to the side of his car. He's getting drug into
what's going on in the middle of this? The host or the tournament director is like telling them about the rules and everything, and everybody's getting a chuckle. And all of a sudden, you hear the director. He stops talking. He's like, "Scotty Scheffler just showed up to the tournament today." It's good. Oh, and it had the Bad Boys theme going in the background. That's what was going. That's what was playing.
For purposes, audio copyright purposes, I didn't know what I could play on that one.
Yeah.
So we just went ahead and let that one go. See if there was any more golf ones that I had. We did the Vince Young one last week, didn't we? All right. So anyway, we're going to get over to some baseball now here on KTC Broadcasting. We got American Legion this weekend. Shelby is playing here on KTC. They'll be Saturday night
this weekend
tonight at Caldwell County.
Yep.
So we'll have to We got NASCAR today at 3 o'clock. Braves at 3:45 today. Then Shelby and Caldwell County after that. Tomorrow,
Where's NASCAR this weekend? Where are they racing this week?
Iowa.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna
Iowa has a racetrack?
Yes, they do. Yeah, obviously. That's what. Well, the corn. Do you not know the baseball field's in the middle of the track?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That movie. They didn't show you that part of the movie, did they?
They didn't show me Kevin Costner paving the
No.
track.
Now that would be a good movie, Terry. If they build it, they'll come out in the middle of the cornfield.
Would.
NASCAR Cup Series Iowa tomorrow at 6, and the Braves tomorrow at 1 for you sports fans here on KTC. Now, going over to some baseball, we'll go through the tweets the fun tweets first for that. I've got one for Tom or Chip. We'll let Terry pick here in a minute who's going to read that this broadcasting issue that we see. All right, this the Willie Mays catch. Everybody knows that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chip, there's a debate on it. They're saying that this Jim Edmonds catch is the most overrated catch, and this is with the Angels in baseball history. Now, if Willie Mays is the best catch, how is this overrated?
Explain to me how that's overrated.
If you catch it running,
diving.
So I don't know if you guys know, but all these Hall of Fame debates, these guys that are quote unquote borderline, there's a lot of hatred their way, and so there's a lot of Jim Edmonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, and the Andrew Jones shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, and so I don't get why, Terry, why are we discounting the defense?
I agree.
These two dudes
You've got to
dominated
have
Sports Center for 10
That's
years.
why Don Mattingly should be in the Hall of Fame.
For 10 years.
And I'm biased, but he should be.
I understand, but am I not right on this though? As far as the defense is like Omar Vizquel, and he finally didn't he get it in finally, or was he on the edge?
Omar Vizquel was a better hitting Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie hit 262. What Omar hit?
Hold on. Let's find out. Let's look.
Ozzie had 2,000 hits. I think Omar got there too. That's one thing when people say Ozzie didn't hit. He had 2,000 hits, 500 steals. But Omar, I can't. Tom, is he in or not? Do you remember?
No, he's not in. I
Okay,
don't think
he
so.
should be in. Jim Edmonds should be in. Andrew Jones has 400 homers and should be in. Jim Edmonds has like 380.
Andrew Jones is his range in center field. He made things look easy that just weren't easy for the other center fielders, but he just had such incredible range.
They were like Edmonds would do it on purpose. They would say he would slow up and do it on purpose to try to get on sports.
That play, you can't do that play on purpose and execute.
That play right there was way better than Willie Mays.
Thank you, Terry. He's not in a Cardinals uniform on that.
I'm going to say that
Omar
play.
Vizquel hit 272, 80 home runs.
So 10 more points better.
And then his lifetime batting average.
How many total hits do you have?
I'm trying to find that at-bats, runs, hits. He had almost 2,900 hits, 2,877.
Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame. It's stupid.
Yeah, he averaged over 100 hits per season.
It drives me crazy, Terry. It's somebody that,
And that's no disrespect to Ozzie. Ozzie is he's the wizard. He's arguably the best defensive shortstop ever. It's just Omar's maybe a half a step down defensively. He's still incredibly good.
So the second best shortstop in Major League history, why is he not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
If you want to go the third or whatever, fourth or fifth, whatever you want to call it.
Why do we discount defense? I couldn't agree more.
It just drives me crazy.
Don Mattingly has not, and I use it.
So-
He is 9 Gold Gloves, and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
So if we're talking,
But he didn't play. He didn't play long enough.
If you include defense, is Pudge Rodriguez not the best catcher of all time?
Nah. He's up there. I wouldn't put him over Johnny Bench.
I think Yachty's the best defensive. I don't know about hitting wise. Probably Piazza, but you could say Bench and Pudge. But Pudge 296, 311 homers from the catcher's position. Let's see, 1,300 RBI. But I just the discounting the defense and stuff is.
I really can't believe I was looking at this. The last year that Vizquel played in Cleveland was 2004. It just doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
I know, right?
Now, are y'all ready to call Chip out on something?
Uh-oh.
Mr. Yankee over here. Terry, for the first couple months of the season, and I know Tom has asked Chip and told him he's been overreacting. But if I remember correctly, I remember this conversation. Chip.
Yep.
First part of the season, Aaron Judge, 4 homers and 96 at bats, Terry. We heard all this complaining and ranting and raving from the other room. We had to lock him in there with JP. And then 2 months later, Tom, he's well, let me move this up for you folks. Well, why is that not fitting on the screen?
I
That's
mean,
weird.
like only the Yankees would boo Aaron Judge.
305, 24 home.
It's just dumb. I mean, it's just Yankees
I
fans,
believe
Yankees fans are so unappreciative. I mean, they're the most unappreciative.
I believe my question.
Stars, and they're so unappreciative.
To be fair, I believe
fair on this one.
my question was.
You're just ready to send him out of town.
No, I never said that. My question was
Send him to Cleveland, please.
how. No, I'm not getting rid of him.
City.
All
Send him to Cleveland.
I'm
We'll take
saying,
him.
my question was, how long does he keep hitting like this before we start worrying? That was my question, and he answered that very soundly. You don't have to worry about
Could
it.
you imagine if Aaron Judge played in Cleveland? There'd be a freaking statue of him.
Oh, yeah.
In the stadium. I mean, it'd be
Tom,
there'd be songs on the radio about
Hey,
it.
speaking of Yankees, look at this Yahoo.
Yeah, Cortez.
Nasty Nestor, man, don't mess with him.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Bulk.
They say it's not, Tom.
Bulk.
Those 4 Major League umpires on the field say it's not.
Bulk. That's a bulk. That's a bulk. You made a move towards home, then you went back. It's a bulk. Bulk. B-A-L-K. Bulk.
I'm a Yankees
Right
fan,
here.
I'm a Yankees fan, and I'm trying to figure out how
Again,
that's not a
again.
balk.
That's a bulk. Terry, it's a bulk. I mean, this is why we as high school officials have a hard time with this.
Yes.
Because they watch the major leaguers do that. That's a bulk. I mean, that's
Tom,
not even.
Tom,
it's a bulk.
Tom, wait a minute. That's his windup.
No, You can't make
There's
a move
nobody-
towards home.
there's nobody
you can't
on
make A move
base.
towards home.
There's nobody
Kevin,
on base.
Kevin, doesn't matter.
Those
It's illegal
4 Major
pitch.
League umpires disagree with you, Tom.
A balk with nobody on base is an illegal pitch and a ball to the batter. You know that, Kevin.
I know.
You know that. That's a balk. And that's why, like, when you try
Shohei
to
called time there. They didn't call balk. Shohei called time.
I know, but what I'm saying here, and then there's a myth. He's going to do the same thing every time. No.
they're not.
That's not what the rule book says. Because I've had a couple daddy coaches ask me that. Well, if he does the same rule, is it? No. The rule book does not say he shall not balk unless he does it every time. Then he can balk. That's not what the rule book says. Okay? The rule book says he can't make a move towards home. If that knee comes towards home, that's an illegal pitch with nobody on base.
My
Or
major
balk
question
if
is
somebody's
and,
on base.
and Terry might be able to answer this.
No.
No, it's not it's not. And at the major league level, you're an idiot. You're an adult. But like Tom's saying with the little league stuff, Terry? Why do you even bother teaching the kids this and letting them do that and approve of it? Other than you're a jerk. I'm sorry. If you're coaching, Tom, and if I've coached and now your kid's out there doing that, what are you doing other than just you're approving of it, which means you're okay with him just being silly out there and not playing baseball. Why are we not just playing baseball? Just play baseball.
That's what
And
I'm
then
saying.
we don't play baseball.
Just
We're
play
being silly.
freaking
So I don't know, Terry, if
baseball.
you had any thoughts on like especially the youth doing this stuff. You know, if this guy wants to be a jerk for $25 million, whatever. But the youth, stop this. Terry,
If they're doing it, we try to stop it. I mean, that's what we do. Even in the 9 and 10-year-olds, you hardly ever call balks.
right.
But if they're doing it there, we try to stop it. When they get to the 11 and 12s, you know, you've already got this out of your way. Because we do have some of them who do like
They
this
do,
because they watch somebody on Major League
you
Baseball.
know that Major League umpires have had a talk about this, and they've had to
Oh,
say,
yeah.
if you see this guy, don't call a balk. It is a balk.
I'm a diehard obnoxious Yankees fan, and I'm trying to figure out how that's not a balk.
It's a
I'm
balk. It's a balk.
serious.
You cannot make a move towards home.
See, Tom, umpires ruin everything. Would you hit the computer there button?
Oh.
Y'all just ruin everything. Got it rain out. I'm talking monsoon on the field. Looks like an AstroTurf field. This guy hits a fake home run. He rounds the bases. Slides to the puppy
I love the bat throw. I love
He's going on the inside of the and Tom on the inside of the he looks like
Get back in there.
He threw the helmet. He should be ejected.
See, there you go. I told you. They ruined everything. All right, speaking of another laugh, here's your T-ball incident. What's the call on this one, Terry? You're umpiring. You umpire T-ball.
You need sound?
Yeah, sure. No, turn it off. It's got music on.
Oh.
So the kid hits the ball, and it goes about an inch past the line that it needs to go. Right, Terry?
Yep.
All right, so here we go. Chaos ensues. Chip, I'll let you do the play-by-play of this one. Okay?
There's the base hit. Trying to hurry that. Oh, no. Oh, we've got to take it. It's a Fumble-Rooski. Fumble-Rooski's on
The batter, the pitcher, the third baseman, the first baseman have all dove on the bunt. And then the batter decided he's joining the dog pile.
That's my ball.
Wait a minute.
Is he wearing a mask?
And he's wearing a mask. I think this is from
Let me
maybe
tell you what just
last
happened
summer.
here. First of all, that batter's out. Second of all,
Umpires doing everything. I told you.
wait a minute. The second one, the guy that's going home is also going to be out because he didn't remove the tee.
Oh, God.
So you got to have a double play right there.
Hey, I'm just impressed Terry gave
Terry did
he
all
just gave us
that,
an
but he just
interpretation.
played
He wouldn't
dead ball
answer the
last
question.
year.
He's out on interference. The ball is dead. The runner goes back to third. So that's what we got there.
No, I'm not calling that. I'm calling both of them out.
No.
I'm good. Hey, remember this. Next time we
This is
ask him a
back on the
question.
coach who didn't remove the tee.
Oh, gosh. I can't take it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right. Did you see this guy that ran on the field? For
Dude,
the
when gymnastics on the security guard, and then security guard's
Wait a
like,
minute.
I'll show you gymnastics.
This isn't the one I'm talking about, Chip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Have you ever seen anyone get tased?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay,
Watch
okay,
this.
okay,
Watch
okay.
this.
I got
But, all right. Woo! 9.5 didn't stick the landing. I'll show you stick the landing. Bam!
Where's this?
It's not St. Louis. That's not what our stadium looks like. Somebody with red seats, probably Cincinnati, maybe. Yep, there's the red symbol right there. This is in Cincinnati. What did he tell the judge? You see that? The judge made some type of comment about him sticking the landing. He goes, "Oh, I landed it."
Oh, well.
He responded back to him. All right, here's home run celebrations. Tom, you guys see a lot of these. I don't know what you think about these. I'm not too big fans of them. Let's see what you guys think about this home run celebration. Fourth inning, KZO, whoever that is, catches a Powerade from the field and chugs it.
He should be
shotguns
ejected.
it.
He's ejected.
He should be ejected.
Just crazy. Like,
I want to give a shout out, and I sent all of y'all and Zach a text last weekend. KTC Broadcasting Shock Joxx was represented at the American Legion tournament at Shelby High School what in the world? Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But represented last week at the American Legion tournament at Shelby High School at Veterans Field, Keeter Stadium. Want to give a shout out to our very own Tom Cinefani. I was working the press box doing the scoreboard, and I have worked with home plate umpires, and sometimes a lot of them, they want to keep whenever you're trying to confirm the count, they like to keep it right in front of their face where the people in the press box can't see it. Mr. Cinefani is, and I say this as a compliment, the most vocal umpire. You know when it's a ball, you know when it's a strike. I didn't have to worry about a thing. Tom is very. Tom was very easy to understand from the press box.
I appreciate that, but that's like getting complimented for doing what you're supposed to do. I mean,
the only bad thing is we can't turn his mic down out there.
You're supposed to do that.
Well.
I mean, I appreciate it, but I mean, every umpire, is it a ball or a strike? Like a lot of times on a ball, they just don't say anything.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
Well, if you just don't say anything, now you look like you didn't see the pitch.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It should be what they do, Tom. But from my experience, nobody else
I don't
does
know
it.
why. I mean, it was, and I'll say who it was. It was Matt Sullivan, and he was what you guys would call an obnoxious Yankee from Massachusetts. But he would say when you make a call, everybody in the stadium needs to know what the call, especially if you call like interference or obstruction or the illegal slide at second base. Everybody needs to know what you called. Because just I was doing a junior Legion game, and the ball came down, and like the kid slid and caught it and stopped. Then he started to get up, and the ball came out. So I'm like, transfer, because he had caught it, his momentum stopped. Now he's doing something different, and you have to like immediately say, that's on the transfer, or that's on the exchange, or I got a catch. And if you do it now, it doesn't always get you out of trouble. I know, Terry, like some people, But a lot of times it's like, well, we know he saw it.
Yeah.
You know, we know that he saw it. That what gets you in trouble is if you turn your back on that and you never saw the ball hit the ground. So just, you know, just act like you've done it before. That's all I'm saying. Just act like you know what you saw. And it doesn't like, there are some coaches, which I won't name, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. They're still going to cause problems. But about 80, 90% of your coaches, if you let them know that you saw it and that's your call, it gets you out of it gets you out of a lot of trouble.
What do you think about the red AstroTurf baseball field at Spokane Indians baseball fields of Vista Stadium?
It's like
They're allowed to be called the Indians,
Some are.
it's like
and their field is red.
Yes.
it's like Boise State's blue field, man. It's like
Tom, if it's 98 degrees out there and you're on a
No,
red
do not
field-
want to be on that field.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all think it's hot out on that field?
I mean, that just makes it even worse.
yeah,
It has to be hot out there.
yeah.
Well, it's in Spokane, Washington. It might not be hot at all, Terry.
It's a different kind of heat.
Right. Yeah. Let's see if I had any more before we get into. So, yeah, a couple on the Cardinals. Here's someone. If you want to understand our 2024 season, we just had a batter that's batting 115 pinch hit for a guy who's batting 194 at a position called designated hitter.
Oh boy.
we talked about that.
Oy vey.
We've talked about in the past, like how the American League had an advantage in this, in obviously when the leagues first come together, and teams are coming up short of this. But our DH hitter is batting 115 or 194. So
I mean, Jose
Adam Wainwright was better than that.
Abreu's out there available right now, man. Pick him up.
But honestly, you know, our pitcher, when the pitcher come up, he would bunt. Why don't we just bunt these guys as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Terry, we're gonna be bunting our DH. That's how bad it is.
We call him a DB, designated bunter.
It's bad.
Yeah.
How listen, I think I had one more. I need to look. Oh, speaking of bad, here's how bad it is in St. Louis. They interviewed 86 Major League Baseball players about the most desirable places to play. St. Louis got one vote. One vote. Number top. Y'all know who the top is? Chippewa. I know you're cheating over there.
Yeah, I've seen it already.
See, you and Zach, I got to put a partition.
Yeah.
Y'all can't help yourselves. But Terry and Tom, who do you think is the number one most desirable team to play on, or I guess everything, or organization right now in Major League Baseball? Which team would you sign with? Here's the question. Which team would you sign with if contract, state taxes, and rosters were not a factor? Contract, state taxes, and rosters were not a factor. I guess that means stadium, city.
It's a tough question.
Atlanta Braves, number one.
That's
Really?
Yeah.
Wouldn't believe that for nothing. Boston Red Sox, number 2. Dodgers, 3. Rangers, 4. Yankees, 5. Cubs, 6. Padres, 7. Phillies, 8. Diamondbacks, Angels, Astros, Marlins, Reds, Rays, Mariners, Giants, Mets, and Twins were teams receiving votes. And then
Where was the Yankees?
They were fifth.
Cleveland was probably near the bottom.
Cleveland had one vote with St. Louis.
Kansas City have more than that.
Y'all didn't get any votes.
There you go.
I wonder what the draw to Atlanta would be.
I guess success right now.
But they're saying
they probably
roster-
just didn't pay attention
I
to
was
the
gonna say,
question.
they're saying rosters are not a factor.
Probably didn't pay
so-
attention to the question.
Strip clubs.
Well, that maybe. I don't. That's Tom's
Possibility.
guess.
I'm telling you.
Well, I know that young men with money like to go in there occasionally. So they do have lots to offer.
Let's
Somebody
see.
told me.
Somebody told me. I heard once.
They
All
told
right.
me.
Since 2022, here Giancarlo Stanton. Here's a comparison since 2022, Chip, to Mark McGwire's 1998 season. 70 home runs. McGwire batted 299. He had one more stolen base than Giancarlo. 7 more runs scored. 60 more walks, and 182 less strikeouts
We're very proud.
than Giancarlo Stanton.
That's worth $30 million a year right there. We're very proud of him.
Terry, he might have hit long home runs, but 155 strikeouts isn't that bad in a year compared to what they do now. I guess that's like what they all strive for. I'm going to get 150 this year. That's crazy how much people they just strike out like that. But Giancarlo, what's he doing there, Chip? Nothing? Helping out? What's going on?
Making a lot of money.
He's getting ready to break the bat after he struck out.
Yeah.
Well, you guys pull up the standings, still in first by 3.5 over Baltimore.
Cleveland 6 games up now. Even though they're not playing great, they're playing better in Kansas City.
Pull that up.
Well, yeah, I know you're playing better in Kansas City. Who did Kansas City's schedule? Y'all hadn't hit the schedule yet, Tom.
I thought they all played the same team.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we have played Seattle, which is in first place.
So have we.
Huh?
So have
Not
we.
all in a row. Then we have to play the Yankees,
We've
who
played
is
them.
in first place.
We played them.
Not in a row.
What does
What
that
are you
mean? Not in
talking
a
about?
row?
And
no,
now
no.
we're playing the Dodgers, who is in first place. That's our 3 last times, the games that we've played. That's
Don't
our
ask
3
him to
last
explain
3
it, Kevin.
series.
He's not going to explain it.
It's Seattle, the
If you're not-
Yankees,
if
and the
you're-
Dodgers.
If you're not good enough to beat the best, then you're not the best. So why?
Oh,
worry
I
about it?
agree. I mean, right now, Tom,
That's what,
we
that's what people say. Well, my schedule's hard. Well, if you're getting beat by the good teams, that means you're not that good, right?
Terry, you're 25
agree.
and 14 at home, 15 and 17 away. You got to
we're
fix your
probably
away.
still in the playoffs right now.
Well, probably. I would imagine.
Check the wild card. It should be.
Oh,
Yeah, they're a game and a half up on the Twins.
Yeah.
So Baltimore, wild card, Royals, and Twins are in the National League. Look at this. Look at this. At 500, King of the Turds.
They're only half a game out.
The St. Louis Cardinals are in the playoffs. Or is it 2 teams?
It's
to get
2
in?
teams.
It's 2, not 3.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that what that even meant was
Or no,
three
no,
that
you
in.
might be 3. No,
I
you're
think
right.
They're in.
It
Three.
is.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 6 teams now, like the
Yeah.
NFL.
Mhm.
So
The Braves finally won.
God, the National League's awful.
The Braves lost 5 in a row. They're not hitting the ball. They got shut out that opening game in Baltimore.
Except for the Phillies and the Dodgers, can we just rename the National League Quadruple A baseball?
How many teams are above 500 now? Only 12? It was 11 last week.
It was 11 last week, yeah.
12, I think. Looking
they
at
got
this.
the Braves got beat 3 out of 4 by Washington. I mean, I don't know what happened to the Braves.
11.
11 to, yeah,
Well, they've lost their best player.
they lost their best pitcher and their best
Yeah,
player.
Acuna's not playing right.
And Strider. Strider's out, too.
Yeah, they lost pitcher and I don't know. I'm just surprised the Braves are as good as they are right now. When you know,
Well,
a lot
they're-
of teams when you
take
lose
the 2 best players off of their team.
your staff and your
Well, they've always
and your
prided
hitters.
this organization, how the Braves have set themselves up the past few years. They've prided themselves on being well rounded.
They're deep. They're lucky the rest of the National League is awful.
Well, and they're offensively awful. Their guys, Riley, Olsen, all the guys that put up historic numbers last year, not doing that this year. Austin Riley, there was an article about him, just how questionable his performance has been this year so far.
Ozuna's playing good, though.
What's that?
Ozuna.
Oh, yeah. But what's carrying the Braves and keeping them alive right now is their pitching. Max Fried he has stepped up. They always considered him the co-ace with Strider, so he's kind of bearing that up by
Got beat the
himself.
other night, yeah.
Chris Sale is
He played good last night.
He's pitching very well, and Charlie Morton's giving him is pitching decently as well. So I mean, they you've got those 3. That's a nasty 3-headed monster that I don't know anybody would want to face. And somebody made a great point. If by some stretch of the imagination, and if the National League remains as mediocre as it has remained, if Pittsburgh gets hot, does anybody want to face in a 5 or 7 game series Skeens and their other 2 pitchers? I mean, Pittsburgh would be a very tough matchup with their pitching staff in a short series. It's a stretch. It's a long stretch for them to get to the playoffs, but they are building a foundation that's not been there since Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, and Andy Van Slyke. So that's impressive to watch.
Where are they at?
They're
3 games back?
they're 7 games back in the Central. So they're a game and a half behind St. Louis. So they're
Stick
on
a fork in them. They're done. They're done.
careful.
Well, y'all 3 American League guys. Tom, you guys going to the World Series?
Well, they were showing like some other similar like starts. I want to say like the 95 start was similar to this one, and I think maybe the 97 one or the 2016 one. They said, well, it's similar starts when they start this well. They go to the World Series. I'm still not convinced they hit well enough. They have such a young pitching staff. You know, they got Clase, who's just, I think, broke the saves record in Cleveland. So
Ain't
You know,
neither
they've
one of
always
us
had
gonna
arms.
be-
You know what I mean? They've always had arms, but they're doing this without Bieber. You know, that's impressive
Yeah.
what they're doing. Of course, they didn't have McKenzie last year. They got him back. But I looked at their pitchers. It seems like all their pitchers are in their 20s. You know, they just got a young pitching
That's a good
staff.
sign.
Yeah, they just have a young pitching staff. Well, it means it's a good sign for the Yankees because as soon as it's contract time, that's where they're going.
But
So I mean, we know that, right?
It's a good. It's
you
a
better
good.
win now. If you're Cleveland, you better win.
It's
now.
a good sign for the next couple of years because they should have team control. They should have control of them for the
a
next few
little
years.
while.
Yeah.
For a little while.
And the sport's changing too. The Braves have mastered this, and that's why they've become so consistently successful. Why they're able to weather the storm they're weathering right now with their two best players being out. Teams are starting to assess and analyze that a player's prime is more so their late 20s and not even maybe 30, 31, not their mid 30s. So putting the money on once they get to free agency is not if they're in their 30s by that point, it's not making a lot of sense.
Lindor's a good example.
Yeah, and the Braves have been phenomenal at this, locking up their guys in their peak years, and spending money, going ahead and spending, and it saves them from having to sign a massively exorbitant contracts for these guys, giving them a decent amount of money, but also paying them during their prime years, not paying them as a legacy player like a Giancarlo Stanton, who's getting paid $30 million a year for an MVP season that he had 7 years ago. So that's that is starting to be the recipe that teams are starting to recognize. Reward your players early, pay them in their late 20s, and that way you're not wasting money on players that are past their prime.
Well, I did see one thing last past week. I saw Bobby Witt perform very well against the Yankees.
Yes, he did.
And then all
Scary
of a sudden,
good.
well, that's scary good because I know once his contract's up, they're going to grab him.
Yeah. Well, they're talking. Cleveland's talking about making a trade for an arm. But a lot of that's clickbait. I've learned that a lot of that's clickbait. But I think that if you're just looking at them, I don't know. Like you look at Jose Ramirez, okay, that's their bat. Naylor can hit every now and then. Kwan's a good leadoff guy, but I don't know if they have enough offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when it comes down to it, like you got to have pitching. I know everybody stresses the pitching, but who makes the money in baseball? The hitters do. You gotta be able to hit. You gotta be able to score.
Yeah, but when it comes into the playoffs,
And pitching's important. But pitching's important.
Power pitching is important.
You got to have enough bats too, though, Terry. You got to have enough bats to score. And I don't know, like if you get in against the Yankees, I don't know if they have enough offense to beat them.
Well, we didn't. No, the only game that we won was the last one, and we come back in the bottom of the ninth to win 4-3. Marsh was on the mound for the last game, and he pitched 6 scoreless innings, no hits, no nothing. Got to the 7th, gave up 1 hit, and all of a sudden we take him out. And once we take him out, then the Yankees scored 3 runs in the 8th and take the lead against us 3-2. But then in the bottom of the 9th, we come up and had a big hit with 2 outs to win it.
Yeah.
The big thing for the Yankees, obviously, you look at record, and the Yankees look like a juggernaut right now. The scary thing, and we saw this in the Dodgers series when Soto was out, when he was day-to-day with that arm inflammation. This lineup, you put Soto and Judge, obviously maybe the 2 best hitters in the league right now, and they're in the same lineup, and they complement each other perfectly, lefty-righty. Their patience, their ability to get on base or do damage is phenomenal. You take one of them out, this lineup is not that deep. The Dodgers.
Good, man.
Well, the Dodgers were able to get to him. You've got Stanton, as Rizzo's not performing like he was last year. LeMahieu's he's still coming back from
the
injury.
guy that come from Boston over to y'all.
Now, yes,
he's playing
Verdugo's playing very well.
Yeah.
Yes, he's had a great first half of the year.
He had a home run against Boston yesterday.
Yeah, he had his homecoming.
Everybody booed him.
Yep.
Next thing you know, he boom.
Gleyber Torres has
has
not been hitting like they expected him to. So it's the middle of the order is doing what it's supposed to do, but this was supposed to be from top to bottom was just supposed to be a lights out lineup, and that's if you take Soto or Judge out of the lineup and they can pitch around the other one, the explosiveness of this lineup goes downhill very quickly.
If you take Soto out, the whole lineup changes. That is one young man. I don't care when you watching him.
Yeah.
There was a call against him the other day, and he's smiling. it went against him. He never questioned it. He's just smiling and laughing, steps right back in there and says, "Doom," into right field. Very next pitch. It's like he's having fun.
Yeah,
I'm batting in front of Judge. I'm going to get some pitches.
I hope that the Yankees I hope that the brass appreciates what they have in this young man, and they realize just how much money they make as a franchise. Steinbrenner, Hal Steinbrenner, sitting there saying, we can't afford a $300 million payroll every year. Are you nuts? And look, I know it's absurd. We're all going to talk about how absurd player salaries are, but it's the reality of it.
Yeah, he's making money.
Yes, I mean, they are the most profitable franchise, obviously,
besides the Dallas.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, not just in baseball, but I'm talking about professional sports, other than maybe the Dodgers, is questionable, and the Cowboys. It is the most profitable franchise in American professional sports.
Oh, yeah.
You can't afford the yacht that you want to get because you can't, with a $300 million payroll maybe, but no, I'm sorry. You've got to. Juan Soto has been a success story for the Yankees. I don't see how you let him get away this offseason.
All right, boys, y'all ready for some video? This is.
Oh, yeah.
This is. It took me forever to find this. So they're interviewing a player on the field while he's playing, and this Oswaldo Cabrera hits a home run here. Now, this is not the reason I'm showing you this. The reason I'm showing you this is that my sister and her husband and nephews were sitting by the right field foul pole, and they're in this home run video. So you get to see them. And then later in the game, Aaron Judge tossed my nephew a ball.
Nice.
So
I saw that. Yeah,
this home run was almost they're in foul territory, so it's in fair, but they're as close as you can get to it. And I'll show them to you here in a second. Don't play the audio, we just in case. But home run down the right field line, and I'll show them that because they stick out like a sore thumb here. All right, pause. Let's see. Where are they? All right, here, let's go back. So there's the home run. All right, so it's right here at 99. Right here. This pink cat is my nephew. He's wearing a pink Yankees hat.
Oh, yeah.
and an Atlanta Braves jersey.
All right, now.
This is my sister's husband's right here, the bald fella in the hat, right here in the jersey. So I can't find Liam in this video. They're sitting right there and everything. But anyway, they show the home run, and then watch this here in just a second. You can see him on the replay giving him Andrew, our brother-in-law, turn around to give him high five. Let's see. There they are.
Yeah.
So there's Andrew, and there's Liam here. So there's Liam's pink hat.
Freddie Freeman jersey.
He's wearing a Freddie Freeman Braves jersey. But I don't see my sister and Liam. I don't know if they might have been in the bathroom or something. I don't know. But I don't see them sitting there. They might be right here just outside the picture. But there's Andrew, and
that's cool.
And him watching him turn around and give him five. Let's see if Liam might have been right there in the corner. No, he must have been just to this side of him because that was the aisle seat. But yeah, we had been out at the house and in the field and yard and down at the lake, and just we were all over the place, and we had just walked in the door, we got something to drink, and we sat down, and they turned down, and Dad said, well, they're at this game, and it wasn't a minute later this happened. And I said, there they are. So I got a quick video of the replay and then sending it to him, yelling at him, hey, it's telling them it was on TV.
That's cool.
But yeah, just that brief quick glimpse of it. They've been going around this summer when they get on weekends and stuff and going to some of the major league stadiums. So that's been their thing this summer. But that was just pretty cool. That at the Yankee Stadium so he got a ball from Judge. I was about to pull that up for you here, Chip, here in a second. But it might take a minute before I get to it because Calvin's got 9,000 Facebook
He's a popular guy.
Facebook post. There's my son climbing a tree. I know you don't want to see that. But where did Aaron go? Where did he go? All right, maybe I ain't gonna find him. Should be right there. There he is. Here we go.
Very cool.
Here we go. Here's the ball that Liam got for you folks. See, you wonder on the radio, what are you talking about? You can watch this show every Saturday on YouTube and watch the replays on YouTube as well. But there's Ethan, E-Man, and Andrew there with the ball. I guess Carrie and them were on this side of them. So with the pink, I don't know why he's got a pink Yankees hat. Who knows?
I don't either.
but he's got the they saw Freeman play recently somewhere. I can't remember where they saw him. But anyway, there's our baseball news. All right, we got to go, JP. When we come back, we got NBA finals, talk about NFL. We got to finish up with the NASCAR and more. KDCBroadcasting.com.
With the change of seasons, today's Pro in Shelby is having a sale, a clearance sale on the remaining name brand gas logs. Some are slightly used and some brand new, but they all come with a manufacturer's warranty. Also, displays are on sale as well. Come in and save and get ready for pool season. Today's Pro has all your pool supplies, and yes, they do water testing too. That's Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-600-8393. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like them on Facebook too.
The Yamaha Get Out and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 3.9% APR financing and up to $3,500 cash with approved credit for qualified buyers. But that's not all. Suzuki Fest is underway with 2.9% APR financing for 36 months for qualified buyers. And get the hottest ride of the summer with the Yamaha Slingshot with no money down or 5.99% APR financing for qualified buyers or $1,000 in customer cash. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Now is the time to head to Marburger Chevrolet in Shelby for that new 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 truck. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 72 months for well-qualified buyers, or get $5,000 total value with your eligible trade-in. And that's not all. Get 1.9% APR financing on the new 2024 Chevrolet Equinox for well-qualified buyers, or get $2,500 total cash allowance. Marburger Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at marburgerchevy.net. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. For over 56 years, Love's Fish Box has been serving this area with the finest in seafood, and the tradition continues today. You'll enjoy great food in their rustic dining room. Bring the family out. There's something for everyone on the menu, from fish to chicken to steak to salad, sandwiches, and more. Try their after 4 p.m. specials with all the trimmings. On Tuesday, Alaskan White for $7.95. Wednesday, beef tips $10.95. Thursdays, hamburger steak $7.95. Love's Fish Box, 1104 Shelby Road, Highway 74 Business West, Kings Mountain. Online at lovesfishbox.net and like them on Facebook too. How would you like an outdoor kitchen in your backyard or around your pool? Of course you would. Say you don't have a pool? Well, we can solve that too. Get it all from the new innovative pool designs in Kings Mountain. Check out the line of Coyote Grills and ask about their spas too. Spa financing is available with low payments and no money down with approved credit for qualified buyers. From pools to spas to outdoor kitchens and more, they do it all at the new innovative pool designs. Located at 836 East King Street in Kings Mountain. Online at ipdnc.com. Like them on Facebook too.
The lowest prices and loudest booms are found at Johnny's Discount Fireworks on Highway 321 south of Gastonia at the state line in Bowling Green. Assortments, shells, and rockets. Open late the week of July 4th. Johnny's Discount Fireworks, Highway 321 south of Gastonia at the state line on the right.
Are you tired of all the TV commercials with Joe, JJ, and Martha talking about senior health care options in our area? If you would like to deal with a local agent with over 20 years experience servicing this community, please give Ty Penhall a call to discuss the many plan benefits available in our area. Whether it's a supplement, advantage, or drug plan you're interested in, they have all the options available. There is never a fee, and in-home appointments are available. Just call Ty at 704-489-6970. Again, 704-489-6970. There's nothing but fun and adventure lying ahead with a new RV from Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain. See the beautiful land with your dream RV from Campers Inn RV. Now is the perfect time to turn your RV dreams into reality. But these great deals won't last long. Discover the freedom of the open road today with a new RV. From Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain, Highway 161 South at I-85 at 615 Broadview Drive. Online at campersinn.com/Kings-Mountain. Are you in the market for roofing materials? Then head to Acre Enterprises in Cherryville, where they will not be undersold. Right now, 3x12 foot, 29 gauge metal roofing is just $30 a sheet. Choose from barn shed slate, white, red, dark blue, and silver Gavaloon. And just in, 5V barn 10, 2 foot wide and silver Gavaloon, just $20 a sheet. More information, call 704-435-9525 or drop by at 1220 Shelby Highway, 150 West in Cherryville, right across from Food Line. Online at acrecarports.com. Like them on Facebook too. Laundry has never been easier than it is now with a stop in at Family Coin Laundry in Lincoln. In 4 minutes, laundry is done. 2 minutes to drop it off and 2 minutes to pick it up. They do all the rest, featuring wash, dry, and fold services. And they have the big 80-pound washer and large dryers. From a shirt or a skirt to a big king-size bed sheet. They do it all. Get it clean at Family Coin Laundry on Vandiver Drive off North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. Tired of living with pain? Sure you are. Now's a great time to see Pro Wellness Family Chiropractic in Lincoln about shockwave therapy. It's a non-invasive treatment that stimulates the body's natural healing process. It can help regenerate nerve tissue. Shockwave therapy can help with injured tendons, ligaments, and other soft tissue. Find out more. See Pro Wellness Family Chiropractic, 644 Clark Drive in Lincoln. Online at ProWellnessNC.com. Like them on Facebook too.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're going to be talking some more sports. I think basketball, because he has a basketball video.
Look at
baseball.
you. Well, I thought you were just guessing on what we hadn't talked about already, JP.
I was just looking what he had on the picture.
He was cheating.
yeah.
He's got a screen in there. He can see it. We can't see him today, but we're going to get that fixed maybe next week. I could run a wire, but I didn't feel like looking at him. All right, so here's a quick question. Major League Baseball, real quick, that I posed on here. They're arguing the Mount Rushmore of third baseman in Major League Baseball history.
Mount Rushmore of
third baseman.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so like they come with the Golden Hall of Fames had Schmidt, Brett, Chipper, and Eddie Matthews. And he said, who beats him? And a lot of people had replies.
How do you not put Brooks Robinson in there?
Robinson was obviously the reply. There was some Scott Rollins. But my question is for Chip.
I know. Please don't say it. Please don't.
The best third baseman of all time, folks, is Alex Rodriguez. Tell me why. Tell me why he's not.
The best performance-induced third baseman.
Call it what you want.
Here we go.
Terry Barry Bonds the best left fielder of all time.
He is.
Then Alex Rodriguez is the best third baseman of all time. And you guys all know it too.
Alex,
whether you like him or not, Tom don't like Tiger. A-Rod is the best.
I would
third baseman of all time.
Gladly give back our 2009 World Series if we could disown him. What I would have given for Boston to sign him. What I would have given for Boston to sign him.
I just knew Chip was going to like that one. On there.
Ask Canseco. He loves him.
I just threw up a little in my mouth.
Yeah.
The
But I mean,
disgrace
I
to the
like what they
pinstripes.
picked, but I would have maybe Brooks might have made that.
Brooks
squad.
Robinson's my all-time third baseman. I'm going to take him over anybody. The offense production with his there nobody was a better defensive third baseman than him.
Mike Schmidt was pretty good.
Mike Schmidt was good. George Brett was good. Those I like both, and none of those four are bad. I mean, Chipper's
Eddie
arguably
Murphy's not bad.
Chipper's arguably one of the best switch hitting, or is not arguably, he might be the best switch hitting. Along with Eddie Murray and Mantle, the best switch hitters of all time.
You guys haven't mentioned Chipper Jones.
That's why
he was already on.
That's why I was just mentioning.
He was
him.
already on that top four. It was him
and Eddie Matthews is a good choice too.
Yeah.
Eddie Matthews is one of the most forgotten players with playing during Hank Aaron's day. I guess or underrated.
I guess Pete Rose didn't play enough third to make the list.
No,
he played like every position. Too much.
Yeah.
Greg Nettles.
So
well, I thought of Greg Nettles, but I don't put him in with the.
Terry Cardinals, Lance Nootbaar was ejected, arguing about balls and strikes, and
That's what you asked for.
Well, here's what was funny about it: is the umpire told the coaches that it's not their fault he's hitting 210s.
I saw that. That's where he's protecting the young umpire, right? He was protecting the young umpire.
I'm not sure, but that's what he told him.
There was
and
a
he's
young
right.
umpire, and he was coming after the young umpire, and he comes in there and like gets in between him and says, he's hitting 210. Just go on, basically something to that effect.
Well, Tony Gwynn can argue a strike. Lance Newbar shouldn't. Is that what he's saying? He's hitting 210.
Yeah.
He don't know what a strike is.
Yeah, true.
If Barry Bonds didn't do something you called it a strike and he just looked at you, then you might think a bit different on him because
Right.
his strike zone and eye contact was always perfect.
I told y'all the Rogers Hornsby story one time. I think he was there was this young pitcher on the mound, and Hornsby's come up to bat, and the pitcher threw a pitch, ball one. It was right on the corner, ball one. Pitcher threw it again, similar location, ball two. He tries to get a little bit more of the plate, ball three, and finally the pitcher's getting frustrated. He's like, "Ump, are you going to call any of these strikes? Where are these?" And he looked at him and said, "Young man, when the ball's a strike, Mr. Hornsby will tell you when it's a strike."
Happy Saturday to everyone but except this one guy. But it was followed up on the same day.
Oh my god!
On the same day.
Oh my
You'll like
gosh.
this one. You'll like this one. So Jose Canseco follows up his Happy Saturday to everyone except one guy on the same day. Happy Pride Month, Alex Rodriguez. The one day he didn't accept him from wishing him happy. Canseco strikes again.
You know what's funny?
Wow.
What's funny with all of that
Wow.
is you're never going to see Alex Rodriguez say anything to him.
No.
Okay, let me say, where you want to meet in New York or Oakland? I mean, I can meet you anywhere, buddy.
Nope. All right,
Why would you acknowledge somebody like that? It just makes it worse. Once you engage with somebody
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
then you're done.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk a little football. We'll cross over from the baseball into the football with some Bo Jackson senior stats at McAdory High School. 1,100 rushing yards, 10.9 yards a carry, 17 touchdowns. He also played defensive end, kicker, and punt returner.
On 19 carries.
Yeah. 17 touchdowns, 19 carries. Baseball, he had 20 home runs, batted 500. He tied the national high school record for home runs at the time, struck out 14 batters in the county championship. Then he went to track and field where he won the decathlon, set the state record in the triple jump and the high jump. So not a... Terry, do you think he won the school athlete of the year that year, or did you think he get eclipsed
A lot
by
of people
a
knew
girls
who he was.
basketball player or something like that? That was we'll talk to that guy here in just a little bit. So NFL news: Trevor Lawrence signs the biggest contract in the NFL.
$275 million. 200 of it guaranteed.
Well, there's two of them now that have the highest
I'll
contract.
find
He
a
and
list
Burrow.
in a second.
Yeah, Burrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll find you list in a second. I got a list here. Yeah, him and Burrow both paid 55.
Now, you don't tell me
million
sitting
a
here
year.
and try to tell me how much Dak's going to want.
Oh, he's already asked for 60.
Come on,
remember
y'all.
2 years ago we were arguing whether he should get 30.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not about me. Yeah, to him, I don't care what he says. It's not about that. We want to win.
He said at least 60 is what they were at.
He's insane.
Is their word.
He's insane.
Well, there's no way.
What do you
Once
do?
we do that, we're done.
What do you
guys.
do with that, Terry?
We're done.
Okay, do you just go ahead and draft? They haven't drafted his replacement yet, though, have they? Do they call CBS and see if they can rent Tony?
I want to tell you what I do. Is I go ahead and say, I tell you what, Tom Brady still wants to come back and play another year, so I'm gonna go get Tom Brady for $25 million, max 30, and then we still gonna be as good as if you was here.
Probably better. Somebody can close out the game. Oh
Unreal.
man,
Y'all ain't going to pay him 60? Terry,
We're done if we do, Kevin.
done if you do. You've been done.
that's the Giancarlo
You're done.
Stanton of quarterbacks right
Done.
there.
Tell me something though.
10
Here's
years
my
ago when you
problem.
played Dak Prescott against Aaron Rodgers in a playoff game.
How can you pay these guys that much money and expect your whole franchise to be great? Well, especially when you got C.D. Lamb, who's like we got to pay
He's
him.
going to need to get paid.
Micah Parsons, we got to pay him,
Yep.
or these people are not going to be there.
Right.
I mean, we have to have some, room to get somebody. And if I'm paying you $60 million, just think $60 million.
Yep.
I'm done. I mean, I can't give nobody. You ought to be satisfied with 40. That's pushing it for me for him, but give him 40 where I got 20 million to go get you maybe two good wide receivers.
Yeah.
Can't wait to read.
But now wide receivers, what is it, 25 or 30?
They're becoming more high priced now. Yeah. It's their value is their market continues to increase. CD Lamb's he's
he's gonna get his money.
He's gonna get his money somewhere.
So here's the title of the article is "City Minimizes the Public's Opposition to a $650 million proposal for the Panthers to improve their stadium with their video boards and outside lights. I guess some LED lights.
So they approved it.
No,
No,
I
it did
don't
not.
think. They've
That's
asked
going
people
to
to
be.
comment
Okay.
online. This story's about the comments in the
Read that
in the
second
city
paragraph.
downplaying it. 4-1 margin. People responded are against the project in the city. But you know how most things, a lot of things in government goes. 4-1 in the public might be against it, and the one person in charge is for it, and that's what happens. So
That's what Abraham Lincoln would say when his cabinet voted 8-0 against him, and he would vote for it. He goes, "It's 8-1. The ayes have it." I mean, that's kind of the way it is. You know, some people's vote means more than others. So
Team of rivals, man.
summarizing the themes,
That's a good book.
In the comments. Money should be used for other things. Projects should be used to create opportunities for local businesses, ensure the city is protected financially. People offering opinions. The design of the stadium proposed features like a canopy or something to help cool the stadium in the hot part of the, I guess, for soccer too as well. And you got the AstroTurf out there. Tepper would contribute $150 million of it, Terry, and that they make that and I don't know how long, but it's not much.
how did Tepper make his money anyway?
Investments.
Okay, so he's a swindler.
Hedge fund
He's hedge fund manager.
Swindler. Okay.
There were 85 people enthusiastic about the project, saying it
He's financially savvy, Tom.
He's a swindler. You can tell by the way he acts towards
If
people.
they would now here's what the deal is supposed to do is that it would contract the Panthers and the soccer team for the next 15 years to Charlotte for this. So I don't know if that would actually keep them there or not. Probably not. I don't know.
They'll find a way out of the contract one way or the other. Doesn't matter. Contracts don't mean anything anymore.
I think
this guy, at least to
Not
Mr. Tepper, doesn't seem like it matters.
I think at some point he's going to move because he's going to want a new stadium.
I don't think
Charlotte's going to build him a brand new stadium.
He has no affinity for this area.
So you've got to decide what, like I said, if he's going to stay in the Carolinas, it's either Raleigh or Myrtle. If it's not, it's maybe Charleston.
He has moving the team to Charleston. He's not moving it to Myrtle.
Where's he going?
He has no. He's going to find
the Carolinas.
Yeah, he has no affinity to the Carolinas.
Well, it's not that. I think that would be the first option. Is what the NFL would want, not necessarily him. I'm saying I think the NFL would be like, can you keep it in Raleigh? Can you get a stadium done in Columbia? Can you get one in Charleston? Can you get something in the South to that? I think the NFL would push that as much more than him in particular. But I
think he'll go to maybe a Texas city, a San Antonio or something.
I was about to say St. Louis is pushing hard.
St. Louis,
for a city. I don't know if
I don't know if they got the money.
Well, he's got the money.
No. He'll put the money where he wants it to go.
I know Tom's going to put like Tom's point. He's talking about the public money. Does St. Louis have $600 million to
just hand over a billionaire?
They want people to come into the dome and remodel the dome. So it's not probably there. That's probably not for Tepper's situation. That's for more of someone else, I guess, that's relocated.
What would you say is
because the dome's in good condition?
What would you say are the biggest urban markets that do not have an NFL team?
Would Oakland push for a team again?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I thought about that, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Would Portland, Oregon push for a team? That's another place.
They want baseball, football. They want everything.
So I would say
Seattle wants better basketball back.
I mean, that's just crazy that Seattle doesn't have basketball.
All right, here's a wild card. And I don't know if Tepper would agree to this, but would they? The one thing that the league would be on board with him, bingo, you just passed it. The one thing that the league would be on board with him moving out of the Carolinas and would support him, would he be willing to go to London? That's
it. Just I don't know if they would see. I don't think they're going to take teams out of America and move them when they do the
They'll
European.
Expand in Europe.
I think they're going to like Tom. I think they're just going to add 4 teams. San Diego. Here's some teams, but you can't. I don't think you can count California and Texas. They got too many teams. Salt Lake City is a big city that has doesn't have it.
It's a Portland-esque type place, growing city in the West.
Montreal's, that's Canada. So this is
Y'all really think that's going to happen?
Toronto could be another.
If he don't get a new stadium, I think he's
I'm talking
moving.
about going to London for the
at some
NFL.
point.
How about all right? This will
What would
interest
you do?
Tom. Largest cities without an NFL team.
Columbus, Ohio.
Number 5.
Albuquerque.
5.
But they're not
Albuquerque's
because,
like 20.
because the Browns and Bengals.
Yeah.
That would be one too many. That's not going to work. They're not
Oklahoma City is 6th. The top 4 are Texas and California: San Antonio, San Diego, Austin, and San Jose.
San Diego might be a place, but I don't really think they care that much.
But that's another California. I don't think the NFL is going to expand to California and Texas. I think that would be a team moving.
Portland
if
is
someone
8.
moves.
Louisville, Kentucky's 9. Memphis, Tennessee's 10. But
No.
Not with Nashville. Not with the Titans.
Um,
Kentucky's a possibility. I don't know about their money situation.
Kentucky's one of the poor states in the union.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think.
I don't see it happening there. I would see it happening in like moving to a St. Louis or an Oakland where they've had a team before.
So Oklahoma City's 20, like Chip said. Vegas is 24. They just got a team now.
Largest state without an NFL team is Virginia. It's the most populous state without an NFL
But they
team.
have the Redskins.
Right.
And there's probably a lot of Baltimore Ravens fans.
Yeah,
there,
that's true too. That market you could argue saturated.
So, I
Raleigh's
mean,
41. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if he can get the city of Raleigh to put it, the Panthers would be in Raleigh first.
Raleigh's
that'd be
yeah.
the first option. Would be to move to Raleigh.
I wouldn't put it in a transplant city though.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the problem. Like you got a lot of transplants there that already have loyalties to other teams.
The good thing though, Tom, though, is that you already have part of the most of the or some of the state that are Panthers fans. So
yeah, I mean you got a lot of Panthers
staying
fans
in
there.
city.
I don't think he cares about that. I really don't.
He just care about the money.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
doesn't care about anything.
I mean, and he's the reason he's not going to do Raleigh is like if I couldn't get what I wanted in Charlotte, why am I going to move to Raleigh? Raleigh's
he's
Charlotte's like Raleigh 2.0.
Any multi-billionaire swindler who goes in and heckles like a bartender, I mean, you're just a despicable human being. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, you're just.
But,
just a
so
despicable
what about
human
states
being.
that don't have teams like Lincoln, Nebraska, or Albuquerque, New Mexico,
That
or
ain't gonna happen.
states that don't have any representation at all as far as the expansion teams? I'm not probably not from Tepper, no, but I'm just talking about when they expand.
Yeah. New Mexico. What do you think they are? They're Dallas fans. You know what I mean? I guarantee you that if you looked at, they would be largely.
Well, yeah, Tom, they don't have no
Dallas
fan base. You got to give them a fan base. That's what happened to Carolina. You got to give it to
but
them.
Carolina doesn't really have a strong fan base. It's still
If
really
they
not-
win, they'll be there. That's the thing about. And me and Zach was talking about this yesterday. When Panthers fans, they win, they show up. If the Charlotte Hornets fans, they win, that'd be the most buzzing place ever.
It would be.
And I think Tom,
when they first opened, it was.
and I think Tom and Terry and Chip is that there's most here's the thing about sports fans in the Carolinas. There's a split between Carolina and Duke, and then you got the small Wake Forest, NC States. But for the most part, these Carolina and Duke fans they expect winning, and that's what every year
All
we got to
the
win
time.
championships. Like, well, you just won 6. Can you not take a year off? But they expect that. So when they see the Hornets not good or the Panthers not good, they don't show up.
The problem with
People in the Carolinas do not show up to losing teams.
The
When they
historical-
win, they show up.
the historical problem with the Panthers is the years that they have had success, the years they made the Super Bowl, they were not able to sustain that success. The next two,
They've never had back-to-back winning seasons.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, the following year was embarrassing. It's like they didn't build a foundation that was consistent.
What about team in Nebraska?
I
Albuquerque is 32nd in U.S. population. Tom, it's not too small. Louisville is 28.
You serious?
There's 32 teams in the NFL.
You're going to have a hard time working with it. This owner has set the precedent.
No, again, I'm just looking at expansion teams.
Right.
He's going to move to some. You know where he's if I was an owner, Honolulu.
That's not a bad choice either. That's not a bad choice either.
The expense.
If
He don't care about the expense.
yeah, if I'm an owner, I'm going to Honolulu.
If he doesn't care about the expense,
would
why
know
is he
that.
squeezing the city out of money? He does care.
No,
about
well, I'm
He cares
saying
about his expenses.
Yeah. I'm saying he can handle the larger overhead of moving to Honolulu. He thinks that'll be. It's more of a splash. It's more of a appealing destination for players to establish a franchise. It's like a Las Vegas. It's like a in a sense like a New York or an LA. Not obviously not to that scale.
That's where people want to be. 5,000 miles away from their families.
They're going to bring their families with them.
I don't know.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
We're going to Hawaii.
I'm telling you,
Families ain't letting you go to Hawaii. without
Honolulu's a good option, or again, and I know you're talking about the expansion, but he'd be on board looking at London.
Honolulu
and
is not a good option.
And as Panthers fans, what we talked about this last week, he set the precedent. He doesn't really have an affinity. He doesn't have a willingness to want to work with the city. I think we let him do what the first phase of the Hornets do. Let him move, bring another team in, bring another expansion team in. Let us establish with a different.
Could be St. Louis.
Well,
how long will it be before the next one comes?
Yeah. That's fine. I think we're going to have more heartache with the current regime.
That's like the NFL going to London. My whole deal is you're going to have people who London picks that the guys are going to have no choice. That's where I got to go play.
Yeah.
A lot of them's not going to want to go over and play.
Well,
or live there.
They'll have free agency.
You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with Honolulu. People. Honolulu's a good place to go on vacation.
Tom, are you telling me you got a contract? You got the Carolina Panthers and the Honolulu Rainbows.
I rest my case.
I'm going to Charlotte.
I rest my case.
Woo!
Yes, that's it.
Please, Honolulu in a heartbeat.
These guys especially if they're on the West Coast, if they went to USC or somewhere like this, going to Charlotte's pretty much just as far away for them as it is going to Honolulu.
They think Charlotte's Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
I guess we just agree to disagree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to live in Paradise or Charlotte? You choose Charlotte. Terry, where you want to live?
I don't know. I believe I'd
That
take
is America,
Charlotte.
isn't it? Why would y'all pick Charlotte?
I would.
Why?
I mean, I'm playing NFL football. That's an American game. That's over here.
Last time
I'm
I
not
checked,
playing.
Hawaii's
I know.
Honolulu got blew up.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's actually
not what I'm saying.
Kevin makes a good point.
Honolulu's the most American city in America.
It's
the only one that's ever been blown up by a foreign country.
When Lindsay and I went on our honeymoon,
what are we talking about?
When we went on our honeymoon to Oahu, and the tour guide at Pearl Harbor made a good point. It's like native Hawaiians up until 9/11. You have to remember Pearl Harbor was the only place that had been attacked by a foreign entity. He says we consider ourselves very patriotic. So
it's like drawing your map. And some people, when they draw a map, and then all of a sudden they say Honolulu and Alaska, and I'm like, Alaska's attached to us.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I mean, my lord.
Don't forget the war. Don't forget the War of 1812, Chip.
All right.
When the British burned down the White House.
Fair.
So it's not only, but it's been time. It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Sorry, guys. You're not allowed to play in our football league. But
hey, Kevin,
if you get bombed, we'll shoot somebody for you.
Kevin, where did the Pro Bowl used to get played every year?
Oh, okay, right. All right. Here's the talking about little Trevor Lawrence. Hit this sound. I'm not going to pull up the video, but
I believe that Trevor Lawrence is still getting paid off of what he did at Clemson.
Wow.
I agree 100%.
Because we said upside. It has to be. Settle. Trev's getting paid not because of what he's done in the NFL. He's getting paid because of what he did in Clemson. Because what he did at Clemson allowed us to think about this marvelous upside that we have not seen on a consistent basis. We've seen it at times, no doubt.
I saw that national championship game against Tom's Buckeyes, and all I saw was him running around. I didn't see him tearing up a defense or passing him up. Here's the comparison with Daniel Jones so far in the NFL. 20-30, Daniel Jones in 19-31, rating 85-86, 12,700, 12,004, 58 touchdown, 57. Lawrence 39 interceptions, 33 for Jones, both 6.7, both 63% through their first 50 career starts. I said it from the beginning, Chip. He's going to be the biggest bust in NFL history.
That's telling.
Terry, is he a bust?
I think so.
Not yet.
I wouldn't call him a complete bust because he's been to the playoffs. He's won a playoff game, right? Which is, he's got the same number of playoff wins as Dak Prescott, right?
Dak's got two.
Oh, Dak's got two?
Yeah, way above him.
So you got one more? He's got one less playoff? So to call him a complete bust, that's like, well, it's kind of like calling Baker Mayfield a complete, well, he went to the playoffs and won a plate ball. You can't call a guy a complete bust. But has he lived up to expectations?
How long has he been in the NFL? 5 years now?
Yeah. Has he lived up to expectations? No. I mean,
Now remember, when You're right, Tom, on the expectations. That's the thing. I guess where I'm on the phone.
Right.
They talked about him like this was Jesus just landed, boys.
He's got the hair. His hair looks like Jesus.
And I said, sunshine ain't gonna do it. But go ahead. I'm sorry, but you're right as far as the expectations thing.
I mean, it's just that if you draft a guy number one overall, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So if you draft a guy number one overall and he goes 20 and 30, it's not really. I mean, Peyton Manning did go 1 and 15, right? I mean,
right.
So I mean, it's.
But he's been in for 5 years now.
So it could be a little skewed, but yeah, he's been there 5 years.
But I also think you need to give him a little. This is not a word that we like to talk about with starting with number one picks, but need to give him a little bit of grace due to the whole Urban Meyer ish saga.
Urban did go down there and screw it up. I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, Peterson's trying to rebuild it. And so. I'm going to say something that I would have said last year too. This next year is going to be very telling for him. I still see an inconsistent quarterback. If he and Peterson can't really if he can't make a big leap forward with Peterson this year, yeah, you're going to start wondering, and you wonder if he's just going to be a middle of the road quarterback. I don't think he's a bust.
In 15,
he's not worth $55 million.
No,
he might.
In 15 more games. In the last 3 seasons, he has 3 more passing touchdowns than Geno Smith, and 18 more picks, less rating, less everything. He's been worse than Geno Smith in the last 3 years, and he just got a super huge contract. So I don't know. I thought that was going to come to something, but you run into these timelines, and Dallas kind of run into it with Dak. Is that do you pay this guy, and if you don't, what do you do if you don't, though, Terry?
Yeah, who's your backup?
Yeah.
Trey Lance?
Is Lance ready?
No.
I don't think there's nobody in Dallas who can coach Trey Lance to the level
Trey
he needs
Lance
to.
is a bust. Okay, that's what a bust is. He's a bust.
He's a good backup for somebody.
I don't even think he's a good backup.
I would love to. I wish he could. And this is the default answer, and I've said it before. I wish he could get with like Andy Reid. I would love to see what Andy Reid could do with him. If he couldn't become like a serviceable backup with Andy Reid, then okay, yeah. And again, you're talking about a number 3 pick being a serviceable backup. So that that equates to bust.
Well, yeah. Where did he go to school? North Dakota. Yeah. Something like that. I mean, I'm not saying there's been like Wentz had some good years, but I'm just saying that okay. He didn't exactly play against the best competition.
Well, then Trevor Lawrence was way more bust.
He didn't play that much.
Yeah, I would say that.
Because he went to Clemson. He was expected to be the savior.
Right.
All right, we got to go. We'll be back. NBA Finals, KTCBroadcasting.com.
The Great Outdoors in Cherryville is having a gigantic Happy Father's Day sale. Friday and Saturday, June 14th and 15th. 2 big days of savings. It's a store-wide sale. Everything 10% off regular priced items, excluding guns, ammo, and boat and marine items. But everything else, 10% off regular priced items just in time for Father's Day. 2 big days, Friday and Saturday, June 14th and 15th. Save money and make Dad happy at the Great Outdoors. Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. Like them on Facebook too.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Nose to nose into the 11-degree banking of turn number 1.
Makes its debut in the Hawkeye State.
Oh, Blaney's got a problem. Ryan Blaney is off the pace.
To race at Iowa Speedway.
His last win was the Daytona 500 back in 2022, but he's going to win here this afternoon.
It's the Iowa Corn 350, powered by ethanol.
Sunday night at 6 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Grizzly the Greeter says come on in now to Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville and save during the late spring sale on Heritage Greenhouses. Take 10% off standard size new orders and on the lot inventory. And take 5% off 5x8 sizes. Also this month, take 20% off all buildings priced under $10,000. And take 25% off all buildings priced over $10,000. Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com.
Mowing time is here. Time to head south and see Boyd Tire and Appliance on Main Street in Clover. There you'll find a big selection of Gravely, Aaron's, and John Deere mowers, steel chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Also appliances and tires. Right now get 0% financing for up to 48 months on a new Gravely zero-turn mower. And check out the deals on John Deere tractors and zero-turn mowers at Boyd Tire and Appliance, 110 North Main Street in Clover. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com and see their page at What'sUpShopper.com. Ferguson Ace Hardware has everything you need for the season, especially now during their Father's Day event sale, now through June 17th. Select Ace yard and gardening tools for $19.99. Patio furniture is being reduced for this special event. Plus, save 25% on all remaining plants. Ferguson has Toro, Ego, and Craftsman tools, along with steel products, all during the Father's Day event sale at Ferguson Ace Hardware, Highway 150 East in Cherryville. Ace, celebrating 100 years.
See what $1,500 down will buy you at Carfair Auto Sales on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia. Load the kids up in a 2015 Dodge Journey, just $1,500 down. Or how about a 2015 Dodge Grand Caravan, $1,500 down. Carfair Auto Sales is a 2019 Kia Sorento for $2,000 down and a 2017 Chevrolet Malibu, $2,000 down. That's Carfair Auto Sales, 1320 Bessemer City Road in Gastonia. Online at carfairinc.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. I don't exactly know what they're talking about right now.
What's your guess, if you could make a guess there, JP?
Well, he's showing pictures of kids, and he just shown a foot and an x-ray of a foot. I'm still trying to figure out where we're at.
That's Lucas Foot from NBA.
I was trying to explain to them that today's going to be my Jordan flu game as I get ready to play
for the golf tournament.
Get ready to play golf here.
This is your Tiger at Torrey Pines
with a broken right pinky toe. And all your weight's back there, Cherry, ain't it? You should lean back and lean. All your weight's back here. So no, I won't be hitting any big drives today. I'll be doing the putting, the chipping.
This is just like Tiger at Torrey Pines, man. This is your broken leg moment.
I need D Shampoo on my team to help out. But yeah, we've got a tournament day over at Burns. They got any more open spots today, Tom, or are they sold out? You know?
That I don't know, but I know that it starts over there at lunch at 12:30 and then tee off at 2. I don't know.
Well, they'll accept any money and donations
if
you can't play.
They will.
Right.
I hate I didn't know about this. I would have tried to get a team together.
Well, Kevin could have put you on his team.
I don't know if he wants me. I'm a golf fan, I'm not a good golfer.
Okay. Tom, he's on the KDCB team with you.
Yeah.
I probably haven't played golf in 3 years.
I'm happy to bring my 15 handicap to anybody's.
I was going to ask what's your handicap. Golf. You said you shot 100 and something at the Masters. I mean, it's not. I would assume I would shoot the same thing probably. I don't know. But there's in good condition. Some of the holes aren't really that hard.
I'm proud of at Augusta.
Did you play the tips? You didn't play the tips.
They don't allow us to play. We play from the members too. It's actually a fairly short course, and it's very.
How long? Do you know?
I don't off the top of my head. Off the top of my head, I don't know. But
how much is a membership to the?
You don't want to know.
It's weird. So you can't. The old adage is if you ask about a membership, you'll never get. It's invitation only.
Okay.
And they're initiate from what we gather. I don't. Obviously, I've never been asked, but it's not out of this world. The membership is. It's not like Augusta National Golf Club makes their money off of membership fees and dues.
Got to be at least $10,000 a year though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
More than that.
No, I don't know. They don't exactly release that information.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, Tom, I'll tell you. Here's your formula. Formula to break 80: hit 6 greens and play those holes even par.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty simple, right? Save par from off the green 5 times. You can do that, and you can bogey the other 7 holes and still break 80.
That's the only reason why I was break 100. I used to be able to chip and putt. I could never hit my irons. I was
if you do this, you're gonna break 80.
Well,
you're gonna be one of
if
the
you
nice
do that,
people.
I do, but I use the cheat clubs now, like I use the hybrids. But I hadn't played.
Are your clubs 3D printed like Bryson's?
No. I use when I did play, I used like I said, the hybrids. But I literally I cannot remember the last time I played golf. It's probably been 3 or 4 years.
One of my proudest rounds last year was Augusta's. The one time I broke 100 at Augusta. I shot 99 on the number, and that was the second round I had played in the past 12 months.
Awesome.
So I was pretty proud of that. So
Any birdies out there yet?
I have birdied my home hole. I birdied 8.
There you go.
Yeah.
Membership initiation fee at Augusta National is $40,000.
Allegedly. He's looking online, folks.
Well, where else would I look? I'm not going to the library.
Look on the interweb. Well, that's
they cost around $40 per year in a few $1,000s in dues. Other costs as well as lodge and all that. Any of the other stuff that you do there at the club. Obviously, there is no application process for membership, and asking to join will reduce your chances.
Yes,
was what Chip was saying. Instead, members can suggest someone to fill a vacancy. One becomes available, but the club ultimately decides who to invite. Once you get past the initial screening stages, you'll undergo a thorough vetting process before it's determined if you're a good fit for membership. So, Tom, F you.
I mean, my entire salary would have to go to
regular
dues,
person.
so,
F you.
It's not.
So that's basically what that said.
That's fine. I mean, that's a different class of people, I guess. We're
You're not in that club.
The thing that
we're just plebs.
The thing that I have been impressed with in my years of volunteering down there, you see members in their green, and they have to hold to the rules. If they're out on the course during the tournament, they're wearing their green jackets. And the thing I will say is, at least in the conversations I've had with the memberships, is how down to earth most of them are. It's very surprisingly impressive.
Well, you probably would be if I had that much money. I'd be impressive too.
Yeah.
Anybody in a green jacket's impressive to me.
So you know how the internet's fun and all, and so I saw this the other day and kind of got excited about it. I was like, oh, this would be a fun little read. It was called, and it's called. I asked ChatGTP, if you folks don't know the art of AI stuff here, to simulate Kobe Bryant's career if he was a Charlotte Hornet. And I was like, this will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't y'all think this would be interesting to read? So, y'all, we're going to go through it real quick. In the first year, Kobe averages 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. In the playoffs, they lose in the first round of the Knicks, 3-2. Second year, Kobe averages 16 points, 3 and 7. In the playoffs, they beat the Hawks in round 1, lose the Chicago Bulls in round 2, 4-2. Then the block goes into year 3. Kobe averages 25 and 4 for the Hornets. They go 30 and 20 in a lockout season. They beat the Sixers in round 1 of the playoffs, but lose the Magic and Shaq in round 2. But then in the 19, now here's where it gets interesting. Chip and Tom and Terry. Now remember, what was the title of this article?
If Kobe got drafted by the Hornets, which he did, if Kobe stayed with the Hornets.
Kobe Bryant is frustrated with Charlotte and signs with the Knicks. I hate the internet. I just hate these people. The whole thread was supposed to be about Kobe and the Hornets in year 4. Y'all trade him to the Knicks. Not trade him, but he signs with the Knicks. What a stupid thread. Waste my time. And I post this. Y'all don't waste your time. This is about the stupid Knicks, not the Hornets. Really? What would happen if Kobe stayed with the Hornets? No! They gave him 3 years, Tom, and then sent him to the Knicks.
We'll see.
I hate the internet. I just hate this world. Everything's about New York and L.A., no matter what. It's stupid. All right. Anyway, more fun basketball. I got some more comments. Daryl Armstrong. I got a funny one on him here in a few minutes, talking about Jordan and when they were on the Magic. Let's see, Terry. Jason Tatum is the only player in NBA history to have a plus-minus of -30 in multiple games in an NBA Finals. Does that mean anything to you?
Not really.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go to college?
Duke. with 2 O's, not a U. But anyway, Terry, Mavericks win last night, going back to Boston. Y'all going to wrap it up there in Boston, or we got a series on our hands, Terry?
I said it'd go 6. So that means we'll go back to Dallas.
All right. So you think they're going to lose?
No, I think Boston can finish it off. I don't know. Sometimes
here's a real quick
in,
question: do you need Porzingis to finish it off?
Yes.
After watching the big man last night run wild and dunk all over everybody. I mean, they didn't need him everywhere last night.
Yeah, they were.
They didn't need him in Game 3 though.
Well, That's on account of, I think, Dallas kind of laid back there for a little bit, and Boston just took something from them that they thought they had. You learn from them mistakes, and I think Dallas learned from that mistake. But I think that Porzingis needs to play the next game. If he plays the next game, Boston will finish.
He was technically active.
Yeah, he could have
last
played
night, and he didn't.
He can play in certain situations.
Is that a fake activation though? And they're just saying that he can play, and just to make Dallas game plan for him, and he's not actually going to play in the series.
Kind of like Willis Reed.
I don't even think he's going to play at all. I think they're faking it. They're saying that he's available. What do you think, Terry? Is he going to run out there or not?
He has to run out there. I just think the bottom line, I don't think Boston can win this unless he does get out there.
Do you think they'll lose 3 straight
They're
games
not
without
lose
him?
3 straight.
Yeah,
it does not seem like that would happen, does it? But
it's never happened.
Look,
in the history.
It's never happened.
You're saying, all right,
but there's always one.
You and I are flipping roles here from the past couple of weeks here, because I'm the one who said I didn't think they could do it without Porzingis. But look, if this team, we have touted, you specifically have touted their depth and how how well-rounded they are. I understand he is a key part of how they run things, but if they can't win one more game without him, and 2 of those being at home, they don't deserve to be champions.
Dallas proved to me that, and that's what we've heard the whole time, because people said, how can you beat Boston? And people said, you got to run it. You got to be like Indiana. You got to push the ball up the court. That's what Dallas did last night.
They did.
Yeah. They pushed the ball up the court and ate us alive. Yeah. And that's the same mentality they're going to have coming to this next game. But my whole deal then is we had guys on the court, Pritchard, Hauser, who can run with them, but Indiana played with us when we were playing with them, just in that same style. But if you put Porzingis out there, that stops everything in the middle. Everything.
Terry, I know you'll only get this, but I pick on Andy, and I tell him he's Luka Doncic.
Oh. I'm gonna tell you something.
They play exactly the same.
Yeah. Luka can play.
No matter whoever's on him, he just goes to the bucket and he just out footworks them and uses his size and beats them.
Game 3 might have been his worst performance of the playoffs. Last night was his best, and they needed it because and it's not even
complaining. Quit complaining. That's all I ask out of him.
Tom,
he's LeBron. He does the same thing. Both of them.
The other big thing that he did that you saw was a huge advantage for Boston in Game 3. He got, not just him, but the entire Mavericks team got their defensive game amped up for last night, which was necessary.
On the back end of it, when you say this, and I know when this series first started, people was talking about Kyrie, Luka not playing to their potential. Mm-hmm. Well, last night Brown and Tatum didn't play to their potential.
Right. That's right.
So.
They were frustrated, and Tatum's wanting more fouls, and
you can't play like that.
They did let a lot of contact. There was a lot of contact, which I kind of liked, that they let more contact go. Mm-hmm. And Tatum was frustrated. They couldn't hit threes. I think, Terry, they started out 4 for 18, 4 for 19.
Yeah.
So they just, like you said, though, you've said they'll in a series they'll have that bad game, and I think they had around 40 points at halftime or something like that, 35 points at halftime, just the lowest point total of the season. They didn't look good, but Tom took the under and the money line, and I won on that one. So any wagering fans out there, I think that in game game 5, I think I would take the over and the money line on the Celtics. I think it's going to end in game 5. I really do. I don't see it going back to Dallas. Although you guys are talking about Luka, it's funny how it's like they always talk about him. Well, he's definitely not a freak athlete.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, because they made fun of him jumping one time. Well, he jumps up there about as high as he can. He didn't jump very high, but he's like I said, he just knows how to play. I mean, he can get you on
all the angles.
He can get you on his hip, spin, and like one time I was like, he walked, but he didn't. They showed the replay, and you watch his pivot foot. He didn't walk. I was swear. I was like, he walked on it. He didn't.
How many guys?
He's got good footwork. He's got very good footwork.
Yeah. How many other guys do you sit back and say have been playing professionally since they were 13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just against guys their age. He was going up against men as 15, 16.
Yeah. They don't reclass in Europe. They do here. I've heard that reclassed. I've heard that so much. Mm-hmm. He's reclassed. I'm not sure how you get better by saying, well, I'm going to play against guys who aren't as good as opposed to, I'm going to play guys that are better than me. I always thought that's how you get better. I remember when I was a soccer coach, some people would tell me, well, you need to play the good schools. I'm like, no, we're so bad that we can't play the good schools. But if you've got potential, like I'm saying, like if you've got potential and you think you're going to be great, how do you become greater? by playing against people who aren't as good?
Yeah.
So I think that it really does show how long he's played, and he's played professionally, and he just if he wasn't a whiner, I could pull for him more. That's what makes me pull against him, is he's a crybaby, and I can't stand that. But his game, his fundamentals, are solid.
The game is there. If his antics, if you just calm his antics down, just play ball. The point we made about just play ball. Yeah. Just play ball.
Just like that guy in the ball can pitch. Just play baseball.
Just play ball. I've got you.
I mean, I will say this. I went to the adult league in Charlotte, and there was a 2-hour and 15-minute 9-inning game, and they just got out there. They pitched. They just play baseball. So this is probably how baseball used to be. Throw the ball over the plate. If they hit it, they hit it. If they don't, that's great. For your team. So and play defense. It's so much better. And every game's so much better. Like basketball, like every play's got to be a foul and somebody's screaming. It's just like, just play basketball, just play. But they don't anymore. It's like they got to work an angle. They got to work the refs. They got to da. Let me find this new little thing here I can do. And
they've got a campaign with their officials to try to get their way.
It's just, man, it's just hard to watch.
We made this point last week, and last night was it. This has been a fairly, Boston had won 3 games, but they were 3 fairly competitive games.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night, we just had this ugly blowout. Yeah. And I'm like, and obviously Boston had an ugly first half, but at that point, did they just mail it in? I think at certain points, you're like, all right, are we just going to save our energy for Game 5?
It reminds me of the first 2 rounds when we lost to Miami, but I mean, what did we do? Again, the Knicks. I think we just whatever, gave it all in and gave it to you. And then we just sat back like, okay, well, we're up 3-0, so we can lose this one. But except in those 2 series, that evened it up, and everybody thought, oh, no, Boston's in trouble.
I'm going to tell you, I think part of the reason I think this Game 5 Game 5 is a key game for Boston, and why I'm not going to sit here and say must win, but it looks very difficult to say that Dallas is going to come back from 3-0 or even 3-1. But if they beat Boston at Boston in Game 5, you go back to Dallas for Game 6.
We might see Game 7.
That's exactly, and then it's anybody's series, and then all the pressure at that point is
back on
amplified. Yes, you're back home, but it's amplified to Boston because you also don't want to be the first team that loses a 3-0 or loses a series after being up 3-0.
It's been over 300 times, and they've never, ever won.
I heard that in 2004 during the American League Championship Series too, Tom.
This is baseball, basketball. It's never happened in basketball yet.
It had never happened in baseball until 2004. Every game that Dallas is alive is one more game where their momentum keeps going to their direction. The pressure keeps mounting on Boston.
When Boston was up 3-2 on Miami, and Miami was up 3-2, one way or the other. But anyway, White hits a shot at the very end of the game to send us back to Boston. Mm-hmm. I thought this series is over. But then Miami comes up there and beats us on our home court. Yeah. That's what I keep thinking of. Don't disappoint again because, that was a disappointment then. And it's 3-1. Yeah, you got 2 out of the last 3 at your home field, so you should be favored. Mm-hmm. And we are the better team, I think, man for man all the way down. So, but I still think Porzingis has to play. He's got to be in the middle to stop a lot of stuff that their big guys are doing.
No, for Dallas to win, Kyrie's going to have to play out of his mind again. Mm-hmm. Luka's going to have a great game again.
Luka has good games every game.
Well, I mean,
it's kind of hard for
you
him
got to do it 3 times in a row against the best team.
My deal with him, let's hold him to like 12 out of 26, 12 out of 28.
They hold him to around 20 points.
If he and Kyrie have around 40,
then Boston's got a really good chance to win. Of course, they didn't even box out. Did you see the one dunk? I can't remember who got it for Dallas. There's like four Boston Celtics standing there, and the guy just comes in between them and dunks off. And sometimes I think, is this fixed?
And then I thought last night game, what I watched of it, because I did replay it, and then, but it was more of Tatum and Brown going one-on-one last night, and that's not how they play.
Right.
Tatum and Brown always hunts the open guy, and I don't think they were hunting the open guy last night.
And I think when they got behind, they had sounded like it was a bad shooting night, and they were trying to force a little bit of the offense, and they're trying to take it in. The old fundamental: if you're not making it from outside, take it inside, go to the hole.
That last thing you just said, that's why I come down the hall to finish up the show. I agree with you 100%. They were playing one-on-one basketball last night.
They were
passing it. It was not what you typically see in the NBA: pass, shoot, three. And just looking at the highlights and everything, that stood out more than anything. Is that you guys are taking a ton of dribbles before you try to make anything, and a lot of today's guys aren't totally designed to do that, to create their own shots. Brown and Tatum can, but like once you see, and in basketball your teammates doing that a lot, you kind of give up trying to get open and making cuts. And I think a lot that happened to you guys a lot last night. But every game's different. It's NBA. You'll win by 40 at home next game. All right, here's Darryl Armstrong, and I'm going to have to cut a little bit out of it, but this is him talking about Jordan and them losing to them, and he didn't know Nick Anderson had told Jordan that about 45 ain't 23.
Round we play Michael Jordan. That's when Nick Anderson throw the ball. To this day, until I saw Last Dance, I did not know Nick Anderson said 45 is not 23. Oh Lord, I would have said, man, y'all, what is you doing? So, game 2.
He said, y'all better shut the F up. What is y'all doing?
He comes out, keeps his top on. They did the announcement. Wearing number 45, Michael Jordan. Yeah, crowd go crazy. Kept his top on. Boy, both teams broke out of the huddles. Coming to the court, that motherfucker took out that damn thing. I saw 2-3. I said, oh Lord, we in trouble. Somebody back, can't, whatever you want to call him, Jesus. We in trouble tonight. So they end up winning the game. The rest of the time, this was the crazy part. Every time he wore that number, they got fined $200,000. We ended up winning 4-2 on that court. And he said, he kept thinking Orlando. Man, they played us that was Shaq last time in Orlando. They swept us. I never forget this, and you can go back and look at the stat sheet. Jordan had 2 free throws at the end of the game. He hit the first one and missed the second one on purpose. He was like, what the fuck you doing? Somebody said, look at the scoreboard. He left 45 on the scoreboard. Round.
If Jordan would have made the shot, he would have had 46 points, and instead he missed the free throw on purpose for the win. And he still had the win, so he'd get on 45, all because Nick Anderson told him 45 ain't 23, and he changed his number on it and went at him. But
wow, the most frustrating thing for him on that was watching Horace Grant in another uniform celebrate. That was to him was.
Oh, there's another. Hold on, you want to know about Horace? Hold on.
Yeah.
That was the first time Horace Grant left Chicago.
Yeah, y'all carried him off the court. I remember all that shit. I remember all that.
So anyway, sorry about that, folks. I didn't mean for that to play. But here they're talking about Horace. They were talking about they carried him off, and then Horace got to the free throw line in the next time in the series, and Jordan was talking a bunch of junk to him, and Horace they had him crying basically because they were talking so much junk to him. It had him upset. Here's a story from Doug Collins on the game real quick that Jordan scored 8. Doug took him out, didn't know he took him out, and he had a scoring streak of 10 points a game for like 700 games in a row or something like that. And they had a big talk on the bus afterwards. And Collins is talking about...
if we make a little run, I'll put you back in the game. Well, we didn't. Well, I found out that after the game was over that he had 8 points in the game, and he broke a streak of like 860-something games in double figures. And so the media was on, how do you think Michael's going to be with this? I said, look, Michael's got championship rings. He's got gold medals. He's got NCAA championships. He's got MVPs. He's not going to care about the 8 points. So he met with the media and agreed. That bus is lonely as a coach when you're sitting there after you've got your head handed to you. So I was sitting on the bus, and actually Michael had hired me. He was the part owner and president GM, hired me to be the coach, and then he came back to play. I'll never forget this moment ever as a coach. That this to me was greatness. He got on the bus and he said, "Scoot over." And he looked at me and he said, "Do you think I can still play?" And I said, "Absolutely. That's why I'm here, to be here to help you." He said, to be my coach, you have to believe in me and believe I can still play. And I said, Michael, I believe in you. He said, you did the right thing tonight. You did the right thing tonight. I don't care about the points, but I needed to know that you believe in me. Fast forward, we get on the plane. He has a few cocktails, smokes a couple cigars, all the things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
We get back about 3:30 in the morning in Washington. At 7:30 that morning, he's down in the fitness room with Tim Grover, working out like you can't believe. Now, he's 41 years old. We play the New Jersey Nets the next night. And Michael scores the first 3 times he has the ball. Byron Scott takes a timeout. And Michael comes over and he says, I want the ball right there the rest of the game, and don't take me out till I tell you. And so that's fine by me. So with 2 minutes to go in the game, he gives me the sign like, that's enough. I take him out of the game. He walks over to the bench. I said, Michael, what happened tonight? He said, well, the guy who was guarding me was told me his back was hurting. Don't ever tell me you got a problem. He said, I'll make you pay for that. 51 points later.
Wow.
51 points at age 41. He came back the next game with 46. And he looked at me and he said, I told you I could still play. 97 points. I mean, Mike, I was absolutely blown away at what this guy could do. His mind.
They went from 8 back-to-back nights and 97 the next two games. There's a little quick story from Doug Collins. Wanted to share with you guys before we get out of here. Any other final news and notes, Tom, Terry, anything this week?
Nope. Summertime gets a little slow. High school starting up pretty soon.
Did you see your coach Joe Mazzulla answer about the black coaches and the Christian?
Oh, yeah.
If you folks didn't know that,
hey Joe, Ben School.
They're trying to ask a question about race, and he asked him, how many are Christians?
Hey Joe, Ben School, Yahoo Sports. For the first time since 1975, this is the NBA Finals where you have 2 black head coaches. Given the plight sometimes of black head coaches in the NBA, do you think this is a significant moment? Do you take pride in this? How do you view this, or do you not see it at all?
I wonder how many of those are been Christian coaches. David Aldridge?
Nobody had a follow. They just went straight to the next question. Good job, reporters. Y'all stink. All right, I'm going to leave you with some footage. One-on-one should be an all-star weekend, guys. This is what they used to do. Chip, Kareem, or Dr. J with the win?
Ooh, wow.
They're both a little bit older.
Kareem
years.
looks like he's moving pretty well. I'll go with Kareem on this one.
Terry, Kareem, or Dr. J on this one?
I'm going to go with Kareem also.
Tom?
Dr. J.
Tom goes with Dr. J. Tom, you are so horribly wrong.
Don't get 2 feet. Look at this.
Wow. Kareem's banking in threes.
Look at me talking to him, too.
Wow, look at that, will you?
Now you got to try to go
Dr.
through
J's
him.
too slow at this point.
Kareem's beat his shot back in his face. Now Kareem's at the 3-point line. We're going to work down to the post. You thought I was going sky hook. No, I'm just going to lay it on you, little boy. And this is what people don't get, Terry. Number one, how big Kareem is.
Yeah.
But he's also a black belt in karate.
Yeah. And he's pretty agile.
But also this is the thing in basketball that people have got to understand. When you understand the post, you're bigger than somebody. They're toast. Yeah. They're a complete toast. And look at the score here when they keep posting it.
Having a very difficult time scoring.
Finger roll. Get up, Dr. J.
He's just staring at him.
Dr. J.
Just staring at him.
Oh,
there
Dr.
we
J
go.
got him a dunk on a loose ball.
I didn't think it got that big to play that far with invested.
Got him a jumper in. And then look at the final score here when they put. Well, I don't know if it's the final score, but the score they finally posted. Kareem 17-5. We'll be back next week. KDCBroadcasting.com.
The NASCAR